Sandman.
What's up, bro?
Ain't much. Welcome to the Untold, bro.
What's up, bro?
It's
Thanks
good.
for having me.
No doubt. It was long overdue.
Yeah. When'd you call me about this?
Last year.
But when though?
Ooh.
Like
November.
at the beginning of it.
At the beginning of November.
Yeah. It's cool. Yeah, man. Better late than never.
Better late than never.
God's timing.
Perfect timing. Let me ask you something. For those that don't know where Sandman is originally from,
I was born.
give us the rundown.
I was born in Germantown at Germantown Hospital.
Okay.
Raised on 5617 McMahon Street, you know what I mean? The jungle. Then we moved back to Ville for a minute on 21st and Church Lane. I think I lived around there for about maybe 6-7 years, something like that.
Okay.
Maybe not. I'm not sure. I definitely remember growing up at my great grandmom's store in Logan on 8th and Ruscombe. So that was like the three hoods that I grew up in. Definitely Germantown and Logan for sure. Like frequent. When I was over Ville, when I lived on Church Lane back to Ville,
Right.
I would leave there, go to my grandma's house. I could walk there. It's like 10 minutes to walk. And then Logan, that was like before my mom had established, you know what I'm saying, her like family and all of that. Like, so we was like staying over top of my grandma. She had a like 3-story joint, so we was living over apartment. My grandma had the first variety. My great grandma had the first variety store in Logan.
Wow.
Yeah, selling deli meats, video games, Boys the Men, all of them grew up in my grandma's store. It used to be called Vernice's.
Right.
Then when she died, my Uncle John took it over. My grandma's brother, my Uncle John, he took it over and he changed it to John's. But that store was like the first before any Poppy stores, any of that shit was in Logan. Like they did that. So I'm Logan, Germantown, Uptown, Somerville. That's me.
Like in a happy medium.
Yeah, because I can't remove none of them neighborhoods out of my life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
growing up in Philly,
mm-hmm.
in your household, who was some of the music artists that you listened to?
Well, I didn't know what I was listening to because my mom had all the records. You know what I mean? So I would be doing my chores more or less. And, you know, I might be mopping the like UTFO Bite It, the 12-inch.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Slick Rick, the show. I mean, Dougie Fresh, the show. And on the flip side was Lottie Dottie.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how I was cleaning up. Like, I mean, everything was in my crib though. Hip hop or just music, period.
Music.
Everything was in there. Michael Jackson, Stephanie Mills, Luther Vandross. I mean, like it was a good learning experience.
In Philly, we are labeled the home of the spitters.
We just the home of the best MCs.
I gotta agree with that. Coming up in Philadelphia, before you initially started to become an MC, who are some of the people that, you know what I'm saying, that you looked up to as far as the rappers?
Before I became an MC,
Yeah.
I started rhyming at 9 years old. By the time I was 12, Run DMC, KRS, Big Daddy Kane, you know what I mean? You got to figure like I'm born in 76, 86, I'm 10.
Right.
88, here come all the work. You know what I'm saying? So I like grew up with Kane and listened to those guys. So like I was listening to the top tier guys like, you know, Kane, Rakim, G-Rap, LL Cool J, KRS, of course Run DMC, you know what I mean? And then from the crib, I was listening to Schoolie D and Lux.
Wow.
EST.
Yes.
You can't leave them out. Cool C, can't leave them out. Like this is my soundtrack from Philly, them four artists. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, your first rap name wasn't Sandman. What was your first rap name?
Man, I had so many rap names, man.
The first one.
Sandman the Razor.
Sandman the Razor. So it was.
Sandman the Daraza. Like I could show you drawings and shit and rap books with that on there. Sandman the Razor. Yeah. I used my real name though. I was Day Twine. Like,
Okay. Okay.
I used to rap at this skate ring back in the day called Wild.
Okay.
And
I remember Wild.
On the flyers, it would be like performing live, Day Twine. Yeah, man.
Now, can you remember your first rap?
I got a couple first raps. Well, I'm deaf, a definitely dope individual, kicking music ritual to show that I'm original, to make a funky rhyme cloud higher than a monkey, higher than crack. Now you sprung like a junkie, you sucker MCs, watching every move I make, but I'm a shake and bake so you be fake with a toothpick. I don't do work, I do damage. Every time I grip a mic, I manage to diss someone, to get somebody pissed, take on my coat, clear my throat, and begin to dismiss the nut MCs to try to play the net. I'm taking them all out because I'm coming correct. And my name is Day, and I do not play step two of my family, and your body would lay just chilling, a rockin' around. Like Ali said, I'm the greatest of all time. Nice and handsome, filled with finesse. The battle is over, and Day is the best. Yeah, I broke it down to a lower level. You dug your own grave, so you best bring a shovel. I got the power, my rhymes will devour. Tall as the towers, yours is just a flower. My name Day, and I'm coming for your glory. This ain't Slick Rick, so it ain't a Trojan story. Listen close enough to the words I say. Best believe I will achieve, in your mind I slay.
That's crazy. That's at the age of 10?
Nah, it's probably between 10 and 12.
10 and 12?
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of muscle memory right there.
I pretty much remember. I ain't gonna say everything, but if I remember it, I remember it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I got about like 5 rhymes from my childhood.
When was the first moment that you had that realization that, yo, listen, I really want to do this rap stuff? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I wanted to be a rapper from the gate. I'm not one of them guys that, I ain't want to be no rapper. I wanted to be an MC. I wanted to do that or go to the NFL.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I did not want to. Now, I was in love with it. How did you not want to be a rapper? Right. What made it uncool to be a rapper back then, it seemed so far-fetched. Like, you couldn't tell your man that you ride bikes with, yo, I'm about to be a rapper.
It wasn't a cool thing.
It was unbelievable.
Okay.
I mean, being a rapper could not be uncool because it was the shit. Look at who we talking about. Run, EST, School ED, LL. Like, it can't be whack. It can never be corny. Them niggas made it very fun and it looked very good. You understand? I think the disconnect was, you gonna be a rapper? Like you.
Right.
The nigga I played G.I. Joes and football with and all that shit, you gonna grow up and be a rapper. It probably just sounded wild. It's like telling a nigga you going to the league. I'm going to the NFL, watch. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's one of them things. But I always wanted to be an MC, and I felt like I was good. I knew I was good around 15 years old because I just started I was just trashing everybody. Like, in Philly, we had a real, hip-hop was throughout the town. You could find a cipher on Broad and Diamond all night long. You could find a cipher on South Street. You could find a cipher at the Gallery, you know what I mean, at the food court, Bridge and Pratt, 69th Street. You hooky and go up somebody's school. You understand what I'm saying?
Cheltenham Mall.
Yeah, definitely. I rapped at Cheltenham Mall in the arcade and the movie theater.
Yeah. Was you ever a battle rapper?
That's all you could be back then. You wasn't making no album. And the niggas you was rapping with wasn't coming out there singing those songs with hooks. So for the most part, you know what I mean? You was definitely a battle rapper because that's what it was. You was running around putting your skills against everybody else's.
Now, did you do the battle rap where you pull up on them? Like on a block and say,
mm-hmm.
Okay. Who were some of the people you battled?
I remember battling Diamond District. Shout out to Fame, shout out to Lotto. You know what I mean? And I was coming down there and I think for like 2 days straight, like everybody they got, I just kept cooking.
Right.
They's like, yeah, you can't beat him. I fry him. Go get what's his name? I fry him. You know what I mean? And it just kept happening over and over. And then a girl came out one night It was like, she tried to rap. And I was like, I don't battle girls, but my sister rap. We'll be back tomorrow. So we pulled up back there, 3 cars deep. And as I was about to get out the car, somebody whipped out and was like, no, we ain't, you know what I mean? We ain't gonna do all that today, big guy. Like, you know what I mean? It's all good. You know what I'm saying? So I got 4 carloads with me. I see they faces. I'm like, all right, we gonna slide. Yeah, I mean, ain't no need to get caught up in all of that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that shit was crazy. I was probably like 17, maybe
17.
some shit like that. Yep.
Growing up in Philly,
Mm-hmm.
how did you know? How did that shape your lyrics and your sound?
I would be shit without Philly. I would not be. Everything that I am, good, bad, or indifferent, is from my town.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying? So my flows and, you know what I mean, my slang and, you know what I'm saying? Like
right,
the essence of what I do come from here,
right.
as far as I'm concerned.
Now you came from the ciphers, you came from the battle raps, you know what I'm saying, on the streets. How did you transition from that into side the studio?
My cousin, my big cousin Steve, um, he used to just see that I was serious a lot. And then one day he asked my mom, like, you back into play? You know what I mean? And I was like, looking at him to see his answer. My mom answered. She was like, yeah, we going, I mean, how far are you going to take it if he's serious with it? So he's like, all right, find a studio. I pay for it. And I just looked at him like, damn. And she found me a crazy studio. He paid for it. I went in there. I think I laid a song called Play Your Part. My dad was crazy about this record. My mom too, Play Your Part. Um, I laid 2 records, Play Your Part and this joint called Nubian Princess.
Okay,
And yeah, when I came back with the finished product, they was like, all right, bet. And this one, I'm probably like 14 when they did that.
right.
And then years later, my cousin, big cousin, get the C on his hand. You know what I'm saying?
Now,
He get the Canon C on his hand. That shit, like, he don't know to this day how happy I was. Like, all my older cousins that rock with me, my cousin Greg, my cousin Ed, my cousin Steve, you know what I mean? Like, these are my older cousins. Like, older cousins, you know what I'm
right,
saying? And
right.
they believe, you know what I'm saying? So that meant a lot.
Um, in Philly, man, we had a lot of open mics, man, that, for artists to showcase their talents. Like earlier you mentioned Wow and stuff like that.
We ain't have a lot of open mic. We had Larry Lair and Club Flow.
Club Flow.
Yes,
Whoa,
sir.
whoa, 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 whoa. You gotta add dances. Dances had
Dances wasn't no open mic spot.
not an open mic, but they did have like
Dances was for professionals. I got on that stage because I paid $50.
okay, okay,
It was a
okay.
guy named Charlie. Big Charlie used to run dances, and he had his man with him. I forget the little man, little short boy used to be with him all the time, man. But yeah, like I used to just be down dances, man, watching. You know what I'm saying? Niggas come down there. Ram Squad and Hill had that joint on lock. You know what I mean? Like that was Ram Squad's building for real, for real. You know what I'm saying?
Bobby
So
dances.
yeah, so exactly. And I'm talking about the real one on 7th and Filbert.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like sitting there watching everybody perform, you know what I mean? They coming down, they bring an artist down, and then one night, I don't know if it was Hill, somebody was on a mic that rap and was like, yeah, who dope in here? Who dope in here? So they recognized faces from the crowd and
Right.
was pulling them up. Ain't nobody, I'm baby boy, like ain't nobody really know me at this time.
Right.
So I heard niggas start rapping. I'm like, oh no, I gotta get on this joint. So I tapped Charlie, like, yo, I need the mic. He like, next week, man. I got you. I know I'll be seeing you next week. I'm like, nah, bro. How much? He looked around, like, give me $50. I said, bet. Gave him $50. Like, what's your name? I said, Daytwan. Like, Daytwan on the mic next. Da-da. I grabbed that joint. Start baking. Next thing you know, I wasn't paying for no more mics, now dances. Straight up. Like it was over after that.
Dances, that was the spot.
It
That was the
was.
spot.
It
You know what
was.
I'm
I got a
saying?
lot of Polaroid pictures in the front of that joint. They used to have like the you know, like the throwback joint with the street sign and they say dances and all that. I
Right.
got real live Polaroids of that.
And now, was that your first performance?
My first performance was in church.
Uh, can we talk about that?
Yeah, I was going to Mount Zion's Holy Tabernacle on Broad in York. The building is still there.
Okay.
It's my uncle Jerry Bishop Roberts Church, right? So this shit was crazy, man. My mom used to be watching all these gospel artists, and there was this group called Commission, and they could sing, boy. And they had this one beat on a record, and I just liked the beat. So unbeknownst to anybody, I started like writing my little raps about it. And then what I was coming up with wasn't about God. So I was like, that ain't gonna work. Like this don't feel right writing about this to this beat, right? So I changed the whole song and I started writing about the books of the Bible and things like that, like trying to rhyme them.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I got it together. And my mom was like, "You gonna perform in the church talent show?" I said, "Yeah, I'm a rap." And she was with it. And we didn't tell anybody. They didn't know what I was gonna do. And they know I didn't sing. Like I wasn't running around singing. You know what I mean?
Right.
So my little cousins, not my little cousins, but my cousins my age at that time, they knew what I was getting ready to do. Because they knew they think he rap. You know what I mean? So yeah. They was like, up next, Daytwine, he gonna perform for us, y'all. They came on, and I told my cousin press play on the joint, and the beat came on, and everybody started looking at each other. And I zoned out because I didn't want to mess up. So I was like a clock. It's locked in on the clock. Boom. Got it off. All my cousins was happy. I later found out that my mom ended up having a meeting with them because they wanted to like ask her why was I rapping in church. You know what I mean? No, that shit was real. Like my mom and mind you, we all family.
Right.
But it's hierarchy in church. You know what I'm saying? You got bishop, pastor, all. So, you know, my grandma was the mother of the church. She was loving it. But, you know, they had to let my mom, like, sat back there with him and told him, like, he a rapper. And he just now he rap for God. So y'all need to try to understand that. Wrap your head around that.
At that time, they, you know,
Oh, it was blasphemy.
Yeah, yeah.
Little nigga just rapped in church. I can picture my uncle's face now back there. Like,
look,
what he don't know though is that rap was always in the service. Rest in peace to my
Always.
big cousin Tyrone on the drums.
right, right.
Not rest in peace. Shout out to my cousin Rika
Okay.
and my aunt Linda. Right, they both played the organ, and then Rika got on the piano, the drums after Tyrone. Right, you know how many Planet Rocks and special eds I got it made was getting played while they was doing offers. They didn't know what was going on.
But they just felt like it was blasphemy.
Oh yeah. Nah, me rapping in church was blasphemy, but I'm saying we was sneaking it in the whole time. We was all hip hopped out. So
Right.
like they playing instruments, you gonna hear that.
Right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying? So it
right.
was one of them things.
Too Raw for the Streets.
Big Star.
You had a nice run with Too Raw for the Streets, man.
It's the only DVD I ever was on for real.
My first time seeing you was on Too Raw for the Streets. I think I was going to King. I was like in the 9th grade or something like that. And that was the first time I actually seen and heard of Sandman.
Right.
What was your relationship with Big Star?
Really, really good friends. Really, really good friends. Star, just an all out good dude. You know what I mean? When I met Star and he was doing what he was doing, he had a vision that I felt like we needed. Because you gotta realize, when you're a rapper and you trying to make your way, you start noticing things that you don't have around you. Like, we didn't have New York is based for hip hop. You understand? So like you wake up in the morning, get on the train, come off, Def Jam, all this shit is around. In Philly, we didn't have any of that. Like the closest we had to that was like Philly International, you know what I mean? Maybe Rough House Columbia Records. LG the Teacher, the Youngsters' dad. Shout out to the Youngsters. They pop, you know what I mean? So we didn't really have we didn't really have an industry. So you start noticing those kind of things. Like, damn, we ain't got no Rap City. We ain't got nobody to really showcase us. So when Star popped up and he was doing what he was doing, I'm like, damn, like, you gonna do what? You gonna film us and you putting it out? Oh, I'm all in. And I tried to tell every rapper I knew. You know what I'm saying? Like, I tried to put everybody on that.
Now, at that time, was filming someone rapping, was that popular?
No. No. No, I can't think of nobody else who was doing it. Like somebody, like your man might have had a camera, but was your man giving it to the world?
Right, right.
Star was pressing that shit up and shipping that shit out. Understand? Like, and he's the reason I got on the internet. Like, I wouldn't have probably never got on the internet until he got toorawforthestreets.com. He got that. I had to go find a computer, buy a computer, all kinds of shit. Like, you know what I mean? I got to catch up. Like, you got to what? I wasn't caring about none of that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It wasn't nothing. What made me step into the WW world was Too Raw for the Streets. You know what I mean? And the website was dope. I was the spotlight artist on that joint from the day it went up to the day it went down. That was years. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, good dude.
How vocal was, Big Star in your career at the beginning?
What do you mean vocal?
How well,
As far as moves I'm making,
yeah.
he ain't had nothing to do with that.
Okay.
Star
okay.
was he was just there with that camera, and that was his role.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we just made sure he had full access to Canon Inc. You know what I mean?
In Philadelphia, man, even in your era, you had your Gillies, you had your Ram Squads, you had, certain groups that was in Philadelphia, man.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever collabed with them?
Mm-hmm. You want names?
Drop the names.
I've collabed with the Figures.
Okay.
I've collabed with members of State Property. I've collabed with just about all our female rappers, except for Baham. And I don't feel bad about that because I gave Bahamadia an honors concert at the Arts Garage where I had all the female rappers that was popping at the time come down there and perform for, you know what I mean, in her honor. It was beautiful. I got the pictures and all that.
Right.
Send them to you so you can see it. But I work with everybody. I was willing to work with anybody that was willing to work with me.
Right, right.
And sometimes that ain't good because everybody don't want to work with you because you hot. Some people want to work with you because you hot.
Right, right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Like some people want to work with you because you hot, you dope on the mic. You know what I mean? They respect what you're doing.
Right.
They want to mix worlds. I dig that. Some people want to work with you because they know if they get next to you, there's a bigger light than they ever had on them.
For you, how important is lyrics?
How important is breathing? Hip hop is based off lyrics.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I gotta tell the story. So when we was younger, rest in peace to my god brother Jimmy, right? We both had like dumbass systems in our houses. We was teenagers, like living with our parents. But my room was crazy. I had like, this like a speaker like that with the two big ass joints on it. I had one on every wall though. You understand?
That size?
Yeah, on every wall, hanging, right? Like mounted. They were Serum Vegas. All right. So we just used to have competition battles. So when certain CDs, cassettes and shit came out, we was going to get them for the lyrics and the sound. So he got DOS effects. He called me, yo, I'm coming over. I got some shit. I'm going to blow your speakers. I'm like, no, you're not. So he come in and that shit was definitely hitting different. The boom, 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 like all that, like they beats, Eric Sermon, I believe, right?
Right.
But when they started rapping, and I heard bum skiggity bumper, buckle my yabba do and all that, I was like, don't play this no more in here. And he was like, what? And I was like, I just can't listen to that. You know what I mean? As hot as the beats are, I write rhymes every day trying to be dope as I can be. And I
Right.
felt like nobody would listen to me if I came outside and said that. You know what I'm saying? So I just didn't want to hear it. You know what I mean? And he was so pissed at me. But like, that's when I really knew that words and metaphors and those kind of things counted for me.
Right.
You
Right.
know what I mean?
You had a lyric. I'm gonna recite it. It's on I Got It for Cheap, right? It says, I don't write raps, I write life. I told y'all the price of the white. No talking, me and my niggas break laws and bend orders. God damn, I used to have dreams of being rich like Porter.
That ain't my bars. I didn't say that.
That's not your bars?
I did not say that.
I got it for cheap for
We stopped at I Got It for Cheap 3.
3.
No, no. I don't think I would ever reference Rich Porter and around.
Maybe I got my notes wrong.
I would definitely, that would have been a Philly name. I'm Philly the fuck out. You understand what I'm saying? Like, all these boss ass dealers we had from the JBM, I would have definitely said a Philly nigga name. I would not have done that.
Okay. Let me ask you something. When Sandman is in the studio, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is the vibe that Sandman gotta go to, get into that vibe to, create?
Now it's just peace. Back in the day,
yeah,
I needed all my niggas in the studio. You know what I mean? It's Hennessy. It was a party. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It was more like a studio party. You know what I mean?
right.
Now, a pack of backwoods, my sack, and I'm Gucci. Like, I'm ready to go as far as that's concerned.
So, but do you like being in the studio with a group of people or just you and the engineer?
It don't matter to me. Like, I come from being in the studio with a bunch of people. So if I'm in the studio with a bunch of people, it's be a bunch of people I love and they love me. So that's gonna be all right. And then when I'm not in the studio with a bunch of people, that's cool too. I'm just locked in. I'm locked in either way.
Right. Is it ever been a time where you like, yo, this is my favorite verse, but it didn't get the light that it deserved, like you would want it to have?
I don't think I have a favorite verse for myself.
Everybody got a favorite verse. Come on.
Nah. If I had a favorite verse, it would be because of the reason of the verse.
Okay.
It wouldn't be necessarily because. Okay, so it would be because of the verse, but it'd be because of the reason the verse was written. Rest in peace to my OG DJ Clark Kent, my big brother, the legendary New York Giant. You know what I'm saying? Brooklyn's finest, New York Giant. He put me on a song. Well, he and K Slay put me on a song. It was Slay's song, but Clark was like, I need my man on that, right? So I know for a fact Jay Mills was on this record. So Mills, if you see this, right? If you remember the record, tell somebody in the next interview or whatever. Or DM me and let me know. I don't know. But like, he was definitely on the record. So I get to the studio, and when I come in, I'm feeling like an oddball. Like, this is the first time I was in New York, and I was feeling like, oh, I'm a Philly nigga. Like, okay. Like, all right, New York, Philly, okay, I feel the vibes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm like, the engineer was like kind of lollygagging, if you will. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm standing around like, bro, I'm ready. Right? They like, yeah, give me a second. But they wasn't doing nothing though. They was like talking and you know what I'm saying? Like, so like basically like since you came in, we ain't gonna like snap out of what we doing or whatever, right? But at this time it's like wasting time, you know what I mean? So I'm like, all right. So I'm hearing niggas say shit like, yeah, we gonna kill this John and well not John, but like we gonna fuck this song up and you know what I'm saying? New York versus everybody would say it in a room and all this shit, right? So I'm like, okay. So I rewrite my verse now that I'm waiting. But I ain't got no pen or nothing. I'm just in there. So the beat is on, rolling. So I get my shit together. Now I ain't asking nobody for nothing. I'm chilling. They got liquor. I get a drink. I roll up. I like fade, smoke and watch in the room. So then they call me. Like, yo, you ready? I'm like, yeah, I'm ready. Like, all right, bet. You know, just do your best. That's the first time an engineer ever said some shit. So now I know they on bullshit, right? Say, all right. So I said, Philadelphia sent me to empty the so-called throne. Take niggas out they so-called zone. This is my duty. Cause y'all niggas is whack and it behooves me. How y'all be spitting this bullshit so loosely. Plus, all the biting is frightening. You niggas running around like it's exciting. I've been bored with it. Conceited about my flow, I've been sure with it. And I grew up off of Kane, I've been raw with it. If you the king, then your crown should be forfeited. You got it by default. Yeah, this deep thought, deep talk. I've been thinking enough. I get a game to the first man anking me up. In the meanwhile, I breathe wild over instrumentals. You on a track with me, then you on your menstrual. Pussy bleed and dripping the mess, leaving the trail stinking it up. You know how you smell. Some shit like that.
Right,
Nigga, I
right.
came out that booth. It was like I ain't see nobody or hear nothing except the engineer say, good job. I was out. So that's one of my favorite verses. And nobody I don't know if Philly heard it because it was on a New York mixtape. And ain't nobody call us and tell us what mixtape it was on.
Right.
And I don't remember Clark getting a copy of the record. So it was like I did it and I bounced off it. But whenever it come back to me, it was like, yeah, I went up there and stood on business.
What's your relationship with Clark Kent?
Well, you know Clark is deceased, rest in peace.
Right.
That's my big brother, mentor. Bottom line. He's God's favorite DJ. And since his death, I've taken on the name of God's favorite MC.
Right.
And you know, him, well, me and my Brooklyn homies, because when I was recording with Clark, we was in Unique Studios on 47th and 7th in Manhattan, right?
Okay.
And it was one of them studios. Everybody recorded in there. Everybody was in and out of there. Clark had Haitian Jack coming through there. Jimmy Henchman all these niggas was coming through there. 50 was in there. One time I was recording Clark like, yo, this 50 Cent saying, we kind of heading out at each other. I went to booth and got busy, you know what I'm saying? But everybody was around and in that wave. So like all my New York homies, when I went to his funeral, we kind of got back together. I'm talking about like the engineers that was helping Clark, everybody that was a part of me recording my Interscope album,
right?
Except Clark, everybody was there. So now we all back together, and that's what we getting ready to do that this movie / video for the Interscope album and all of that.
That's dope.
Yeah, it's gonna be dope.
Where was you when you got the news that Clark had passed?
I got fake news. I got it online, and then I called somebody that I knew would know for sure. And he was like, no, he not, but he rumbling. I had heard word of Clark being sick, but fighting through it a little while before, I say like 3 months before my brother, from my brother Ray Dawson, before he called me. Before I called him about what I seen online. He said, no, but then I say like a week later, he called me and was like, bro, he gone. Like, what? You know what I mean? The funeral didn't seem real.
What was going through your head? Because, obviously I had not just a mentor relationship, but it sounded like y'all had like a nice friendship.
Man, Clark was my big brother. That nigga told me. So we used to grind. I used to grind out of town, like down Maryland, right?
Okay.
All through Maryland, right? So when I had sessions, it takes about 2 hours to get from Philly to New York.
Right.
But coming from Maryland, that's 4 hours. So after about the 10th time of me coming 2 hours late, he asked me, like, what you doing? And I was like, I'm hustling. Like, hustling, huh? I'm like, yeah. Oh, all right. Like, be careful. I'm like, yeah, I got you. I might have came back 2 more times, and then he gave me the speech like, yo, you got to stop risking your freedom if you believe in this, right? Excuse me. So I'm like, I got bills to pay, Clark. You know what I mean? Like, blah, 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 blah. He was like, you're not hearing me. You can't be a hustler and a rapper. It don't work. One's going to void the other out. You know what I mean? So you got a choice to make. But stop coming late. You know what I mean? Even if you is hustling, like, stop coming late. You know what I mean? Like, all right. Came late again. That session, he was real quiet. Like, me and Clark be laughing, talking shit. He used to hate the Dickies. Like, I mean, like, when I came up to New York with the Dickies, them niggas ain't know what I was on. You know what I mean? Like, do we fix cars? They ain't know nothing. They didn't. Like, it was brand new to them. And I did that because New York had, like, laid claim to Carhartt at that time. So, you know what I mean? If they got Carhartt, I need my own shit. You know what I'm saying? So we did the Dickie thing. LA was on khakis. We were on Dickies. You know what I mean? So, all right, cool. I come back up there, be quiet. End of the session, he was like, he was late again. I was like, yeah. He was like, okay, get home safe. I'm like, all right. Come back, I'm late again. The lights off in the stew. All you can see is like the SSL board lights, right? I'm like, damn, why was eyes are dark? He's like, ain't nobody recording today. I said, what you mean? He's like, ain't nobody recording today. No, nobody want to rap. So I'm like, come on, man, stop playing. I'm taking my shit off and all that, right? So he like, I'm serious. Like, ain't no session. Like, you ain't taking this shit serious. And, you know what I mean? I'm betting it all on you. You know what I'm saying? And you're playing around. Like, I'm not risking this opportunity and my time on somebody that's not serious. So until you serious, I ain't doing no more recording. Get back safe, though. I said, what? And he strode. he going out the glass door. And I'm like, so I just sit on the couch for a minute. Like, the fuck, man? First of all, I just drove all the way up here. Like, man, fuck. So I go home. Now I'm in my crib. And my mom, when I would be out of town, hustling or in New York, she had the code to my, you know how you could call somebody voicemail and then press the John and then check it?
Yep.
Right. So she was, she used to check my joint. And a couple times she called and I would catch it like, hey, mom. So about the third time, she like, you home a lot. I'm like, yeah, I mean, that ain't about nothing. She like, what's going on? And I told her with so much bravado, like, this nigga Clark gonna tell me I need to stop selling drugs because XYZ. And the phone just was dead quiet. So I'm like, hello? She like, yeah, what he say wrong? So now I'm like, what? I'm like, Mom. She was like, do you believe in yourself? You spent your whole fucking life doing this. And now you with somebody that Biggie Smalls and Jay-Z's legacy are attached to. Like, he got something to do with their greatness. And he believes in you. And you ain't got no record deal and he paying for it. So that's an extra reason I understand what he's saying. She was like, you need to think about it. It's like, all right. So soon as she hung up, I was like, all right, let me call Clark. I called him. Like, yo, I ain't hustling no more. He like, all right, bet. So it was over. But he stopped me from selling drugs, bro. I listened to him. And it wasn't a rap. Like, I don't think the threat of like losing rap was why I stopped. I just felt like old head believed in me enough for me to do what he asked. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then as time went on, I seen how valuable that advice was. That request was.
You said that Clark, he worked with Biggie, worked with Jay-Z.
Dana Dane.
Yeah.
Akinelli. Clark worked with everybody, but these are like kind of like his stablemate. You know what I mean? Like people that.
Some people don't know that he was almost signed with Jay-Z. Am I correct?
Yes.
Could we talk about that?
Mm-hmm. So shout out to my nigga Tutter, right? Tut is the guy who introduced me to Clark Kent. Okay. Tutter is like heavy, major figure. I would call him like one of the guys on the board. You know what I mean? Like, you know, a decision maker, that type of situation, right? So when I got with Tut, we went up to see Clark, and then Clark started putting his magic together. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, the story of Jay-Z lowballing the figures, that's very true. And he did the same thing to me at first. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, in fact, Tut and Dane was on the phone going crazy. And I just remember Tut like, yeah, we ain't going for that shit. Don't try that shit again, nigga. You know what I mean? Like, he told him and Dane on the phone. He like, yeah, nigga, we ain't going for no 20,000 or whatever. You know what I mean? Don't even come out your mouth like blah, blah, blah. So,
now that's to the talking to Dame Dash.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, at the time. So, fast forward, me and my man Filthy Rich, we had put out this CD called Uncut Entertainment, right? It was called Uncut. Phil had his own label, Uncut Entertainment, right? But
Okay.
the Cannons was moving through that wave. It was like it was the first CD we did together, right? But at this time, I'm also shopping for a deal. You know what I mean? So we put this CD out, and I think we might have pressed up 10 to 20,000 of these Jones, right? And we had a nigga on every side of the Philadelphia spectrum, every exit. We even had niggas on the turnpike. Like when you coming off the 9-5, we had
Right.
niggas up there passing CDs out.
Wow.
Right? Everybody got this CD. And it was dope. Very, very dope. If you got it, it's like a lot of early me, a lot of early Phil. We was going crazy on that joint. So Powerhouse over. We all moving around, celebrating the vibe. Everybody riding by, playing the CD. We knew we fucked the city up. Hands down. And then I get a call. And I'm like, hello? And it's Clark. He like, yo, you put a CD out tonight? So I'm smiling, like, yeah. Why? He like, what color is it? I said, yellow. Is it yellow? He like, yeah, uncut. I'm like, yeah, that's why. He was like, yo, I ain't hear it yet, but Jay going crazy. He at the Hyatt. He want to see you. They on the Parkway, right? I'm like, all right, bet. So we go to the Parkway, and I get there. We all go in. Me, Took, Filthy Rich. There's a lot of us. We was deep because we was all outside that night. And we in there still hype off the CD, and time's passing. And Hov was at the table playing cards, right? So after a while, one of my niggas was like, yo, cuz we been here standing 2 hours. I said, we been here that long? They're like, yeah. So I tapped Dame, like, Dame, what's up? Like, I mean, he's like, my bad. Like, everybody just enjoying the night. Powerhouse, they having fun, we having fun. Like, so he tapped Jay. And I was like, his back was kind of toward me, so he put his hands in the air and did like this. I was flaming. I was fucking flaming, bro. I'm like, and when I look around at my niggas, they all like, I'm like, don't worry about it. So I walk up, he like, give him a beat. I said, I don't need no beat. He's like, give him a beat. I just started rapping. And I got to a line in the rhyme where I said, I'm here to seize the crown from the king who's a clown from the start, got the throne by default. But I listen when I talk, and I went to go into another line, and he like got up, looked at me and slid, like just walked off. Like, so I'm like,
what?
I guess it's over, right? The cipher or whatever we was going through. So Dane came up to me and he was like, I'm gonna call you, man. Good shit. Like that, right? So we leave. I ain't hear nothing from him. So then Clark called me and was like, yo, man, what happened? I'm like, what you mean what happened? He's like, with you and Jay. I'm like, ain't nothing happening. Cause I really wasn't thinking like that, right? So he was like, something happened. I said, oh, he had me waiting. Yeah, you know what I mean? And then he come hithered me. Like, yeah, you know what I mean? Come hither.
Me.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So I said, yeah, I'm done fucking with Bull. I'm off that. Like, let's keep it moving. Cause we had interest in Def Jam. I was initially signed to Bad Boy.
Wait a minute.
It never got that far. I was signed to Bad Boy. We went to Daddy's House Studios. Me, Tuda, Clark, Puff. Yo is on. Soon as I get back, go ahead and announce it. When I get back, we do the paperwork. When he leave, a club gets shot up. My deal go out the window.
Now, are we referencing to the
The
time with
Shine shit,
Sean?
yes, sir. That fucking shit stopped my deal. May have been a blessing in disguise. I don't know. Know what I mean?
Wow.
But yeah, that way we wasn't going nowhere else. It was on.
Now, what happened with the Jay-Z situation?
Um, I told Clark what happened. I told Clark that I wasn't no longer interested, and Clark and Hove, they was homies. So Clark would call me every once in a while, like, "Yo, man, Jay wanna yell at me?" I'm like, "Man, I'm off it, man." So he asked me again, and I was like, "Yo, I'm cool. I don't want to do it. I'm in. Like it's all. I'm Gucci. I'm off it." He like, "All right, I ain't gonna ask you no more." And then one day he asked me again, and he was like, "Yo, he's adamant. Like he wants to sit with you." I'm like, "And I don't care no more. I'm cool. Like let's find something else." So he's like, "All right." So I'm in my crib chilling, and my two-way go off. Flip him open. How much? I'm like, I know ain't nobody two-waying me about no work. This is crazy. So I close the joint back. My phone ring. It's Clark. "Yo, man, Jay said he called you." I'm like, "Yo, I told y'all I didn't want to be bothered with this situation no more, but he definitely ain't called me, so now he lying." This is what I'm talking about, right? He like, "I'm gonna call you right back." So then he called me. He called me back. No. Clark hung up, and then my two-way go off again. Flip him open. How much? ... S. Carter, ghostwriter. So it was Jay reaching
Okay.
out. So I called Clark back like, "Nigga gonna hit me with the dots and the ghostwriter shit." Like he was like, "I need y'all to get off this Sagittarius shit straight up." Yeah, I mean, I'm a Sag, Jay a Sag. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
My birthday is the code of hip hop though, December 12th. Microphone check 1212. You know what I'm saying? So Clark like, "Yo, man, when you come back up here, we going to see him." I'm like, "All right, fine." Right? So we go there, we come in. The first thing Hove did was apologize. You know what I mean? He was like, "Yo, yeah, I mean, my fault." You know what I'm saying? I apologize about previous, I mean, uh, when we've previously met, whatever the case may be, right? And he's like, "Y'all got the music?" So Clark like, "Yeah." This now, mind you, he never heard my music. He just heard me rap,
Right.
right? So we start playing in the music. Nigga like, "Yo, cut that off." "Hey Jay, if you see this, right, tell the truth. Like, let niggas know." Yeah, I mean, because you, what I'm about to say, you told me, and I think the world should hear this, right? So the nigga said, "Cut that off." He was like, "Yo, if I sign you and with Pretty Crack, I could retire." I said, "This nigga
Sandman and
crazy."
PD Crack, and he'll retire.
He said, if I get you and PD Crack on top of already having state property, like basically add me to the regime, but in that conversation, that nigga was like, "If I got you and PD Crack, I could retire." I don't know if Tut was there for that. I'm thinking Tut was there for this, but I know my baby mom was there for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, my baby mom was there. And Clark was there. He's deceased now, but I'm sure he told people this story. I know he did because it was some shit to tell. You know what I mean? I never told nobody until now. Niggas around me know. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. And I mean, he listened to the music, man, and he was impressed, but they couldn't get that number right.
What was the number?
Not what I wanted. I needed over 70. And at that time, they wasn't budging.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we kept pushing. And then we almost landed Def Jam, Lear Cohen, and what was the black guy name? He looked just like Russell Simmons to me. What's you can't
Russell Simmons.
Kevin Lyles.
Kevin Lyles. Oh yeah, yeah. Now you talking about big Kevin Lyles or not the small Kevin Lyles?
Who the small? I don't know. Is the two Kevin Lyles?
So Kevin Lyles used to be heavy set.
Yo, you stupid.
No,
I'm talking about Kevin Lyles from back then. Yeah,
okay.
you know
So
what I
heavy
mean. So
set Kevin Lyles.
we
Okay.
had interest there. Like we could have went a lot of places, man. We had a nice little bit war going on, but Steve Stout brought it home
Okay. Okay.
at Interscope. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Well, you was on Interscope.
I signed the Interscope. Yes.
How many years?
I wasn't signed for no years. I think I had like a 2-album deal, maybe.
Okay.
Um, but the guy who signed me, Steve Stout, Steve, he get fired. He was president of Black Music or something like that. He was basically running the East Coast rendition of the East Coast division of Interscope. Because
Right.
you had the West Coast where Jimmy Iovine is the big boss and he down there.
Okay.
So when he got fired, it put me in a stalemate because Clark hadn't had his industry legs yet to like for us to stand on our own without the machine. You know what I mean? So yeah. Stout got fired and I was just in limbo for a while. And I remember Anton Mershon, that's my A&R, that's Foxy Brown brother Ant. What's up, babe? I remember Ant calling me one day and was like, yo, man, I can double your advance right now and you wait, or I can let you go and you don't have to recoup your first advance. And even though I never had an issue with recouping or like I never went through that process, I remember a lot of rappers bitching about it. Like, man, I got to recoup. They cutting them up. Let me go. You know what I'm saying? So they released me and I just turned it up in the streets with Canon Inc.
Canon Inc, man. What year did you originally start Canon Inc?
'97.
Okay.
Because we was called the KVGs at first, Killville Generals. Yeah. And I got booked and ended up when I came home, I did a little youth bid in the Poconos, and when I came home, all my niggas that was in the KVGs started doing something else. There's a group from the city called the Black Ops.
Okay.
Brody Boy, Ace, Caution, Price, Sliz, P. If I'm leaving anybody out, charge it to my heart. That was a while ago, and y'all know I was in jail when everything fell. Anyway, right? So when I came home, they were damn near getting ready to get a deal. You know what I'm saying? And I missed that boat. But had I been home, I probably would have been in Black Ops. Like it would have just because that group wasn't formed before I left. It was just us rapping together.
Right.
You know what I mean? So when I got booked, they started formulating that shit. When I came home, they had it that like they was in the source, Black Ops, this, that, and the third. I'm like, damn. You know what I mean? So yeah, definitely 97, 98.
Okay. Okay. Now who was on that label? The original.
It wasn't no label. It wasn't no label. There wasn't nobody thinking about having the label. It was a crew. A
Well,
crew of rappers.
who was the original members of in that crew?
Um, so at the time, I want to say you got I got all these names and faces flashing through my mind. I'm trying to pinpoint it to. It kind of rolled over, like from friends I was rapping with. So my man, at one point in time, my man Kane, at one point in time, you know what I mean? Then I met Carl and them, but we weren't crew. Like I had a real group with Kane and called Mass Confusion. You know what I'm saying? And then I went solo.
Okay.
It was a 3-man group, then I went solo. But this wasn't Canon's Inc. shit yet. Then as I started rhyming and getting, you know what I mean, deeper into it, and I'm starting to see like it's heading towards like getting real. Then I
Right.
started pivoting, and that was for me when I started seeing it getting serious was about 97, 98. So it would have been Call. I probably would have tried to pull Brody. I had Kane with me and Canon Inc. when it got to that point. Shit, my man Birdie Fish Scales. I had a white rapper, white Cannon. Bird, what's up? Bird around right now. And he was dope as shit. And he still dope.
Right.
And he told me if I get busy, he ready. That's funny. But yeah, like Bird was original. See what I'm saying? Like you got like it was just wild. I had a homie named Bambino. My man Reem G's. Reem G's is definitely original because before I met Kane, me and Reem, we was young boys. It's like Christmas. We both come out play with our remote control cars and shit like that. Like we was kids. And we had like we made up this name called Flydell for the city.
Flydell.
Yeah, we ain't never leaned on it for real. But yeah, man, I had a couple. I had like all my homies basically that rapped.
Okay.
Would have been, you know what I mean. But then when it came down to it, and I put the cannons together, I had certain people in mind. Like Kane was always special, so I knew I was going to do that. I mean, Carl was crazy. I wasn't getting away from Carl. Who else? Let me see. You got Chenko, China Black.
Okay.
When I was before I even thought about doing any crew shit, and I was younger, rapping up like Bro and Diamond and Bro and Alany. Chenko used to be out there with his hat backwards with no shirt on going ape shit. He used to rap real fast. Him and my man Ant Mac a bitch. You know what I'm saying? It was Ant Mac a bitch, Chenko and Reese Chubbs at the time. And Mac and Chenko used to be giving that shit up. Like, I can't even mimic it, but it was hot. You know what I'm saying? And I just knew every time I went to Bro and Ollie or Bro and Diamond, Chenko was out there. So I'm like, yo, Bull deserved to be on. Like he really be like, he love this shit like I do. You know what I'm saying? So when I came to Logan looking around, I came to Logan to get with Toot. I was like, yo, you know China Black? And he like, nah, I never heard of him. So I'm like, he one of the hottest niggas in Logan. You ain't never heard of him? He like, nah. So my man Schwat, rest in peace, right? Schwat was like, I know who he is. I'm like, yeah, you do? He like, yeah. Come on, we gonna go look for him. I'm like, all right, bet. So, cause he was his man.
Right.
This nigga had me in every drug house there was. Yo, y'all seen Chenko? They like, no. In fact, his name wasn't Chenko. His name was China Black at the time.
Okay.
Right? So we go to another crib and I'm asking for China and a nigga like, I'm China. So when he come out the cut, I'm like, nah, you not him. He like, I rap, my name China. And you in my house. So what's up? And we battled right then and there. His name was China Man. Became one of my good homies. Rest in peace. You know what I mean? But yeah, I finally got the Black. And then he was down. Then Life Brown. I think him and Quill partners. Shout out to Quilly and Life. Life brought me Cicero and Chick.
Okay.
King of Prussia. Right? I thought they was dope. And then Sis brought around Done Did It.
Okay.
And
Cicero.
Yeah, Cicero.
Okay.
Cicero. I ended up naming Cicero the virus. You know what I mean? He was nasty. He was sick with it. I thought like I didn't think anybody could fuck with Cicero at the time. So yeah, Dunn came, and when Dunn spit for me, I was just like, this little nigga crazy. And you know, he was like the prince of the cannons. And then we started forming the squad. I had my sister, of course, housewife. She
Shouts to housewife.
Female version of me on that mic. She nasty as shit.
I remember y'all was like 100 deep, bro. Yeah, I was 100 deep. I remember it, man. It was I believe it's the wards. I went there with a friend of mine's.
38th and Market, the convention center.
Yes, yeah. It was a lot. I don't know who was running. I don't know if it was the Philadelphia
It
Hip
was
Hop
the
Awards.
original, the hip hop awards that I was crazy about, ran by Muhammad, rest in peace.
Okay, yeah, it was a lot of y'all. It was a lot of
Yeah, we was
y'all.
about 200 deep.
Yeah, that was crazy. And that was actually my second time actually, uh uh you coming across my desk like far as, with the music. So when I seen that, I'm like, yo, who the heck is this bull? And I'm like, why has he got all these guys in here? You guys had white shirts and pea hats and all this stuff.
Red shirts, white cannons, red pea hats.
Red pea, exactly,
This hat.
exactly. That one right there. Why? What was the theme for that?
The same reason his hat said behind it. Philly shit. You know what I mean? Like, you got to make a statement. You know what I mean? Like,
At that time, was it a thing of rolling with a big entourage?
no. Um, we moved around like that. Not all the time at 100 deep, but we definitely moved around crew thick. Like, you know what I mean? How AI would say, like, we was deep as shit.
Right, right, right.
Shout out to AI, my man Ty Greasy. The real crew thick.
And you know, you know, Clark Kent, man, like I said, he had passed away, man. Um, I did see on Instagram that you had posted a picture, and in this picture, it was
Pusha.
Pusha. Yeah.
Yeah, that was wild.
How was that moment?
God set all that up, bro.
Okay.
To tell you about that moment, I got to tell you about that night, that whole day. So, I'm leaving. It seemed like I'm late. I get there. Ray come out, grab me. Ray Dawson. Ray, shout out to Ray and Tommy Dawson, East New York. You know what I mean? Fan for life. My brothers. So Ray come out, held my seat. I go in, sit down. And it was beautiful, bro. Like, beautiful. His picture was everywhere on the big screens and the flower arrangements and, the speeches. And I'm just sitting here like, I can't believe Clark dead. You know what I mean? Like, I can't believe he did. And it didn't feel like that was the first funeral I went to that exuded life and death, if you could understand what I'm saying. And so we go there and it's over. It's time to go to the repast. So we mount up, slide through Brooklyn, pick some of the homies up. Down we shoot down to the joint, right? I'm with everybody that I met through Clark. Everybody. Everybody that was in Unique Studios, a lot of other artists that he was also planning to put albums out on and things like that. I was just the one that was going to open the stable up. He was putting it all on me. But did he have a roster of young niggas that was fire? Yes, and they was all from New York. It's crazy, right? So, we at the funeral. Now we at the repast, right? So we outside, we talking, and I ain't get a chance to be emotional. You know what I'm saying? It didn't hit me yet, but I'm surrounded by everything is Clark. And they looking at me like, damn, this nigga here because of Clark. You know what I mean? So boom. Time to go in the repast. No, yeah, the repast where the food and shit is at. So it was like this big ass room. You come down these steps. It was crowded as shit. And like everybody was standing around like looking to see who was gonna be next down the steps because there was so many famous people coming through this joint. So we standing at the top and ain't nobody moving. I'm like, yo, I'm trying to get down there. Let me get in the front. So I get in the front. So I'm like, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me. And my man Tommy, he got his arms on my shoulders, like we going through the crowd.
Right.
And Tommy taller than me. So Tommy say, they go Pusha. So I'm like, where? So I'm looking around, but I had on these dark ass Versace's. I couldn't see nothing. And then I see a suit arm go up in the air, a salmon suit arm going here, champagne glass. Yeah, candles. I said, oh shit, there you go. Right. So I walk up on him, you know what I mean? And he smile, I smile. And his first words was, I figured I needed to see you here. And I'm like, why you say that? He was like, you know, Clark brought us here. I said, he said, Clark introduced us. I said, yeah. And he bringing us back together. You know what I mean? So we had some talk, you know what I'm saying? Shook hands, hugged, you know what I mean? Exchanged numbers. And we took that picture. And as I was walking away, I looked at him and I was like, if I post this, you know what's gonna happen, right? He was like, mm-hmm. I said, you ready? He was like, I'm ready. So we just, I mean, he stepped off like that. And after that, we went to another after party, which was on the rooftop. This is where Monifa and everybody was at. Dana Dane fucked them up. Both of them performed in there, but for me, seeing Dana Dane perform Nightmares fucked me up. Like I was a nightmare. Nightmares. I mean, like that was my twist. So I'm like a kid watching this shit. I think I got video of it where it's like I'm taping him performing, and then when the hook come, I start singing it to the point you see the phone moving with me. Like I just fuck the tape, you know what I'm saying? So now we on this rooftop and we sit out there talking. And I'm like, damn dog, like this shit is really real. Like he really gone. You know what I mean? And it's on us. You know what I'm saying? To like, you know what I mean, carry his legacy, right? And his wife's brother, shout out to Keisha. I mean, I hope you're holding up strong. Um, his wife brother, little brother was there, right? And I ain't never meet him. But as I'm moving through, I kept seeing him look at me and like shake his head, right? So the last time he did it, I stopped him. I'm like, yo, I said, why you keep looking at me shaking your head, bro? It's like, man, you just remind me of bro. I'm like, who? He like Clark. I'm like, why you say that? He's like, your hat, the dicky, right? So now I'm laughing. And he like, why are you laughing? I'm like, really? I said, hey Ray, come here. I call Ray over. I'm like, say that again. He was like, don't he remind you of Clark, like with the dicky and the hat? He said, no. He brought that shit to New York. Clark used to tease him for that, like that, you know what I mean? And I got a few pictures with Clark and Dickies, and he was fucking him up. Like he know how to rock it, of course. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like it just got really real that he was gone and it was time to do work. And then and that mindset, it hit me like, damn, you and Pusha just saw each other. That was my first time seeing him since the last time we talked, and I left that group. And I was like, fuck that, I'm done. I ain't seen Pusha or talked to him. That's over damn near 12 years.
Pusha and you. How did signing, you know, with the Reup Gang? How did that become?
Clark Kent. Clark called me one day and was like, yo, Pusha T want to meet you. And I was like, for real? What's that about? And he was like, Clark was DJing somebody's wedding at the time. And the groom was trying to get a record played, but Pusha was trying to discuss me. So Pusha, I guess, was telling Main Man, like, hold, chill out. Like, I'm trying to talk. And I guess they was get into a little argument or whatever. That's what Clark told me. He was like, so come up. So I came up New York. And I went to where they wanted to meet at. I came in and I beat everybody there. So somebody let me in the studio. I'm sitting in there and Pusha come in. He come in. He said, I'm just waiting with the men with the money. I'm like, who that? He like Pharrell and Rod Walker. I'm like, all right, solid. So then Pharrell get there. And then when T came in, he had 4 of my CDs in his hand. He like, yeah, I'm already a fan. I'm like, damn, that's crazy. I don't even got that one CD. So we bidding off of that. You know what I mean? And then when Pharrell came in, he started doing most of the talking. He ain't really had too much to say at that time. It was more or less like Pharrell talking. And he was like, um, I think I made a lightweight joke like, all right, so when I'm signing, or something like that. He was like, I would love to sign you, but I got 2 new artists, you know what I mean? I got Snoop Dogg and this guy named Slim Thug, right? I'm like, okay. He was like, but Pusha trying to start a label. And he was like, yeah, Pusha trying to start a label, and whatever he doing, I'm backing. But when he said that, I'm like, I don't want to sign to an artist. You know what I mean, that was my first mindset. And I tried to avoid that the best I could. Like fucking with Jay, I didn't view that as like fucking with an artist, because to me, he had established he knew what he was doing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Um, Outside of that, though, I didn't want to sign with an artist, and everybody knew that. That was in my camp and was helping me pursue this deal, right? At first. So, um, I tell him that. I'm like, yo, the CDs that he has in his hands, like them CDs, like, you know what I mean? I handpicked those artists, the graphics, the logos, naming the records, the original beats, like Canon Inc. That's my label. If anything, I need like a you know what I'm saying? If anything, right?
Right.
So they didn't really press me too much more in conversation. We had like lofty industry talk, just talking shit. Yeah, man, about being dope, blah, 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 blah. And that was it. We shook hands and I left. And I didn't think I was gonna hear from Pusha again, because, you know what I mean? I just didn't. And I don't know if it was a month later or whatever, but I'm in my studio at Team PB, before it was called the Bat Cave, up out 8th and Shelton. I'm over there recording with Rug. Shout out Rug. What's up, Rug? I'm working with Rug, and I popped the headphone, boom, by accident. So I'm like, shit. So I sneak over in the Dying Groove room. Shout out Dying Groove. I sneak in Dying Groove room and grab his headphones. As I'm coming in the room, I see some shit like shimmering in the dark. I'm like, the fuck is that? Cut the light on. Pusha T sitting in the corner in the dark. I'm like, yo, what are you doing here? He was like, man, I was gonna surprise you, but I had live and late, right? I'm like, come on, man. So he come out, I take him over in the studio where we is at, and we is in there working. I don't know if I think Nina might have been there and there. We was just in there working. Nina Ross, that is.
Okay.
One of Philly's top female spitters, Nina. I mean, um, so now I stopped the session. We playing records. He losing it. Pusha going crazy. So he pulled me outside the room. He like, look, man, I don't really have a plan, but just come fuck with me. You know what I mean? I'm down VA. We got the stew. Come fuck with me. I'm like, all right, bet. So we shook hands. I don't know if we exchanged numbers at the time. I'm not sure. But sometime shortly after that, Lava called me. What's up, Don? Right? Lava called me, and he like, yo, I'm going down. You know what I mean? Pusha said, you should come down. You want to slide? So I'm like, all right, fuck it. I'll go. So
Right.
we get down there. All I want to do is go to the studio. Like, I don't want to see no fuck about no bars, no club. I don't care about none. I just want rap, right? So as soon as we get down there, we checking at a hotel. He come grab us. We go to the stew. It was called the Hovercraft, right? So we get in the stew. Boom. I'm setting up shop. So I pull my weed out and shit. So the engineer, Dan, shout out Dan. Dan was like, yeah, we don't be having no smoking in here. You know what I mean? Some. He's like, but Jadakiss recorded in here. And he took all the big gulp cups and taped them over the fire. The fuck is
Fire alarm.
right? Smoke detector.
Smoke detector. Yeah, there we go.
Right. So I said, damn, that's smart. Got any tape? So he started laughing. So I do the same shit. I tape it all up, right? Boom.
Right.
So now I'm when T come in there, I got this bitch cloudy as hell. He like, okay. So I'm like, you ready? What we working on? He like, nah, man, go ahead, man. I'm just gonna watch, man. Go ahead, do your thing. I'm like, nigga, let's go. He like, nah, man, go ahead, do your thing, right? So now I'm picking beats, and Fam Lay come in. Shout out Fam Lay, right? Sound of Star Trek. Hit my beeper. That was my shit, right? So Family come in, and it must have been some type of talk about me going on, because he come in and was like, "Can on," and I knew who he was. I'm like, "What's up, fam? What's up with you?" Like, "Nothing, man. I mean, what you get ready to do?" I'm like, "I'm about to lay a record. Why, you want to get on something?" He was like, "Hell yeah." I'm like, "All right, bet." So I found a beat for us, and we ended up laying a dope ass record together called "The Fuck Is Going On." Shit hard as hell. I'm gonna send it to you, right? Crazy. He was talking this shit on it, like, push come to shove, I said, he was like, what he say? You in the presence of family and can on get them bricks of random and random. Ship them cool long as the bands come. Shit get wrong, turn families to ransom. Like, he was in his bag, right? So that was my first record that I did at VA. It was with Family, right? So after we laid that, now I'm in my bag. So I find this beat and I load him up. I tell Dan to load him up, right? So he load him up. I'm in my act, like, yeah, it's a go. You know what I'm saying? Um, I'm in my bag now. And then I'm doing my thing. I'm going crazy. I'm going crazy. Its song ended up being called Just a B-Boy, right?
Okay.
So as I'm laying it, Pharrell pull up. And I see him. But he just out, you know what I mean? They moving about. They outside doing whatever they doing. I'm in the booth laying my joint.
Right.
So somewhere in the middle verse, I'm rapping. And when I'm zoning, I'll close my eyes. You know what I'm saying? And I heard the door, so I open them and I see Pharrell. I'm like, damn, what's up with you? I said, how you doing, man? He's like, you made it down. I'm like, yeah. He's like, let me tell you something. I don't know what make you do what you doing right now, how you doing it, but don't fucking lose it. Because that thing is what's going to get you where you need to go. You lose that, it's over. All right? I said, all right. So he left out and I finished the record. And that was like my first session down there.
Okay. Okay. What was it like being on the road with Pusha, Malice, and Ab Lava?
Fun. It was fun.
You got some stories?
I'm gonna give you two.
Okay.
You want the good one or the bad one first?
Let's get the good.
No, let's do the bad first. Because the good is too good. The good is too good to be followed by some nut shit. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
All right, so we in Memphis. Good night at the club. I don't remember really having no issues with nobody that night. Like, cause sometimes niggas would be touchy on the stage. You might kick a nigga hand or something like that. Hey, like, while you standing there, they trying to cuff your leg or whatever, like shit like that.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers be doing a lot of drunk high shit. You know what I'm saying? So I just remember getting on a bus and hearing the driver ask somebody, "Do y'all want to sign autographs?" And I know Pusha and Lava always played the front of the bus. Me and Mile had the back, right?
Okay.
So Pusha like, nah, we ain't signing autographs. We gotta go, right? So the driver, he had a deep ass southern voice. So he must have told them niggas something like, nah, nigga, nah, or something like that, right? So they like, fuck you mean? And then you hear banging on the door, like boom, 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 boom. Like they trying to bang on the door, open the motherfucker up. Nigga trying to open the door, all that, right? So the driver like, fuck wrong with these? Like, you know what I mean? So we leave. Now we pulling off. Everybody loaded. We was all on the bus when this shit started. So the driver just start pulling off, right? So as we rolling, we about to get on the highway. Bop, 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 bop. So I hear it, but I'm like, ain't no way. Like, we in Memphis, that's probably just going down. But then Lava opened the door, he pressed the button, he like, check y'all bodies. I'm like, why? He's like, niggas just shot the bus up. So now niggas like, you know what I mean? So everybody cool. You know what I mean? We get a ways out. I think we was like, niggas probably stopped at a rest stop to get a grub or something, but we start checking shit. Sure enough, niggas hit the bus up. And Malice had his son Marcus on the bus that day. I think that was the first time he had his boy on the road with us. You know what I'm saying? So God was definitely with us. But that bus was prayed over because Malice is a prayer and I'm a prayer. You know what I mean? Like, so That's the bad story. Now, the good story. It's heartfelt. I learned my grandmother had cancer on the road, right? And I'm in the back of the bus, man, and my eyes must have just looked like they was holding an ocean in each of them, right?
Right.
So lava, I mean, Malice cracked the door. He coming back, yeah, I mean, to do what we do. And he look at me, he like, bro, what's wrong? I'm like, ain't nothing wrong. He like, bro. No, he said, brother, what's wrong with you? What's the matter? And I just was like, yo, my grandma got cancer. And when I said it, all my tears just fell, right? And I'm like, I'm trying to be like strong in the moment. I don't want to be crying in front of this nigga, like, you know what I mean? But
Right.
the emotions was too much. So when I looked up, he was crying. And then he was like, I lost my grandma to cancer too. You know what I mean? So we get to talking about that shit. And he basically like, uh, I don't know if it was counseling, but he was there for me in that moment
Right.
in
Right.
a way that I don't know if nobody else would have been, right? So we got unsad and we started telling grandma stories. And I told him a story about how my grandmother was crazy about these fat ass Mr. Good bars, the yellow pack Jones.
Yeah.
Like they was
Yeah.
big as shit. And I felt like we could only get them from the supermarket,
Right.
right? So I'm telling him like, yeah, you know what I mean? That was her thing, man. So I used to just try to keep her them Jones. I mean, Bozzy Skip. And then he's like, all right, cool. So this was probably like our fourth show in on the tour. We was
Okay.
on tour for 32 shows. You know what I'm saying? 32 stops. So we did that. Um, Now we leaving the tour. I'm going my way. I got a female driving me from VA up to Philly, right? That I met down there. So I'm at Military Mall.
Okay.
We get off the tour bus at Military. Mile getting ready to roll. So as he getting in his will, he say, Sam, hold up. I'm like, what up? He come running over. He give me a bag. He like, yo, get this to grandma. Tell her my lover. Open the shit up. It's two big ass Mr. Good bars. When I tell you I was fucked up. That's what, see, the Reup Gang it was a true brotherhood, dog.
Right.
Like we
Right.
talked about everything, like we had real life bonds. You know what I'm saying? Um, when when the business wasn't what it was supposed to be and I got offended, it was more likely because I wasn't getting no answers from T. And I didn't go to Mile for those things. T was the CEO. You know what I mean? That was what he was carrying. In hindsight, he was young, coming out of label limbo himself with Jive and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know, that's why when we saw each other at the funeral, it was just like smiles and hugs and you know what I mean? It was nothing because it really was never nothing. You know what I mean? I too had label limbos. And I don't know if that was on his mind when I was like, yo, why we ain't I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm just like, imagine if the Reup Gang had 4 videos out of 3 mixtapes.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like just shit like that. So when these things were happening, I couldn't understand why. And being a person that just had a major deal and got stuck because Steve Stout got fired, this shit right here, me doing a re-up took me off my Canon Inc grind. But I was at the height of Canon Inc, so I could stand it. We couldn't go no higher in Philly. You know what I'm saying? Like we had the streets, period. You know what I mean? So I'm like, damn, if this work, super group over here, and now I got my family, like my base. You know what I mean? So, you know, that's what I was banking on. Like I remember we had our first meeting and it was like we gonna go Reup Gang album, Clipse album, Lava solo, my solo. That was the format. And I just knew that was gonna happen. Like all the work we was putting in on the tours and all that. So I was just frustrated, man. But we got a brotherhood. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And nothing changes that. Like if it's real time, don't fuck that up.
What label was Reup Gang under?
Columbia, I would believe, because They was off a job. Like we wasn't talking over. Yeah, Reup ain't had nothing to do with job. I'm sure because they was burnt out with job. Um, yeah, I would think Columbia
Okay. Okay.
because when we had the meeting up there for the Reup Gang album, us four, it was under the Reup Gang record brand.
Exactly how many mixtapes did Reup Gang drop?
3.
3. Okay.
And the best of by Ace McCloud.
Okay.
What's up, brother?
Got It for Cheap. What was the process on working on that? The first one.
Nothing. Picking the dope beats and going. Everybody hot. That shit was minimal work. That's why I wanted to do more music. That was another one of my gripes. I'm like, yo, we drop every year. It's 4 of us.
Right.
I literally used to say shit like, yo, Dipset killing us. And Pusha be like, we cool, like, we good. You know what I mean? And when I say they was killing us, I didn't mean lyrically. I didn't think nobody could fuck with us lyrically. I thought we were setting the bar.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like reinventing the bar, pushing it up another level with what we were doing. But Dipset definitely was hot and they was fucking working. Them niggas was putting out a CD like every 4 months. You know what I mean? And that was our only competition as far as I was concerned, especially on the East Coast.
Right.
Like, wasn't nobody moving like us. Like, that's how I felt.
Reup Gang, did you ever have a album?
Yeah.
And that's the one.
AT, where that album at, bro? Where is that album at, Kid? Lava. Where's the album? We got a crazy fucking album. It was singles. Niggas know him like Zen. Zen is any original record off the mixtapes was a preview of the album. We got a crazy album. That album's so fucking dope. I'm gonna go ahead and say we wouldn't even have to do new verses. Go get that bitch out of Pusha T's vault and drop it, and it'll fuck everything up today. But if we go now, you see what they doing right now.
Right.
Them niggas having the Malice came back and him and his brother is playing the best game of tennis with hip hop. This shit crazy right now. Like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
Sam, let me ask you a question.
What?
Well, let me say something first. You guys made your mark in hip hop, you know, and you know, y'all have a core fan base still to this day.
Mm-hmm.
Why haven't we ever seen a music video of the Reup Gang?
That's a Pusha T question because Pusha was the CEO. I feel like we should have had several videos together. You know what I mean? Because we could have. You know what I mean? But it's foot under the bridge. You know what I'm saying? It didn't happen. But I definitely wanted it to, for sure.
Why did you leave the Reup Gang?
I just said I was frustrated as hell because things wasn't going the way that we planned. Like the plan was Reup Gang album, Clipse album, Lava solo, Sand solo. The Reup Gang deal turned into the Clipse deal.
Right.
You know what I mean? And from what Pusha told me at the time, he said that the Clipse felt like they had the momentum, so they should go. No, that Columbia felt like the Clipse had the momentum, so they should go.
Okay.
But to me, I'm saying what momentum y'all got that we ain't got, like as a collective, because that's what got us here. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like these mixtapes is what got us where we at. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Now, was Fast Life like a spinoff from the Reup Gang, or was that like a Clipse thing?
No, I didn't. To be honest, I didn't know nothing about, and it's on my mom. I ain't know nothing about the Fast Life song until I was about to fly out for the video that I thought was 20K Brothers on the Corner.
Okay.
I thought we was doing something else. But no, they recorded that with Scott Storch in Miami. And then that video became the only one video we had for the Koch album release. You know what I'm saying? So I was frustrated about that. Like, goddamn. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is our one video. Let's do it. So when it wasn't all 4 of us, I was heartbroken. I was just like, yo, like, this ain't nothing falling right. You know what I mean? So this ain't making sense anymore. That's how I started to feel.
Now, did that build tension between you and Pusha because he was the appointed person to go to about concerns?
It made me mad. There wasn't no tension. Like, T was doing him. Like, and I guess at the time he might have thought he was doing what was right. But for me, I was like, nah, we ain't got no videos for the mixtape. And now we got an album with a one-off video and we ain't got no video as a crew. This is crazy. Like, I just couldn't understand it. You know what I'm saying? And again, I was betting my everything on this. Like, it wasn't like I was at the crib with doing my Canon Inc thing and like in my mind while we dropping these mixtapes, I'm trying to pivot and do little shit to make it pop and land us somewhere.
Right.
This was like, no, this plan look like it's gonna work. And if it do, we up. So
Now, being vocal about your concerns, do you feel like you were being heard?
I feel like I left the group. Does that say I was being heard?
Well, I mean, in the midst of everything, when you was
No,
addressing your
we don't have no
concerns.
videos. We did not rap as a 4-man group on that. No, nigga. No, I wasn't being heard.
Let me ask you a question. What's the biggest opportunity you feel like you lost by leaving the Reup Gang?
Us having an album together. Like, that's all.
Now, what happened to the album that never dropped?
I don't know. Pusha has it. I know he has it because who else would have it? Like, you know what I mean? And I'm telling you, this shit's a classic. But again, man, like, so many moons ago, we was young. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
Like, we was young. I felt like I think we were both in desperate states because the Clipse wanted to get back. You know what I mean? From Jive fucking them around and playing with them. You know what I mean? Not being right. I know they wanted to get back. They got held up as a platinum group
Right,
all
right,
for grinding. You know what I mean? Like they literally was sitting still between 2002 and 2006 almost,
right.
which is when we started like really not 2002, but somewhere about I think maybe 2004, 2006 we started doing the mixtapes, whatever. But my point is they was going through label shit, and I know that shit was bothering them. You know what I'm saying? And they had an urge to get back, and I had a classic album produced by Clark Kent, and it didn't come out because Steve Stout got fired. So I'm definitely trying to get mine. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like, you know, we all made mistakes back then, man. You know what I mean? We all made mistakes back then. You know what I'm saying?
In this industry, what did it teach you on like loyalty within this industry? Is there any loyalty?
Is there loyalty in business?
Could be.
Could be. So I guess it depends on who you're working with. You know what I mean? Clark protected me. I was from Philadelphia. I was from the streets. I'm coming up there with a Mac 10 in my book bag, thinking about the shit that happened to Pac down the street. I don't got no New York homies at the time. I got all my Philly niggas with me, some of them younger. You know what I mean? And, you know, he kept my nose focused on music. He ain't let me get caught up in going to this club and meeting this nigga and hanging with them niggas. The niggas that I met in New York was the niggas that was in the studio as much as I was.
Right, right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And those became my brothers.
The Clipse is on a nice promo run. I came across a few podcasts, content creators where they mentioned you
Mm-hmm.
in the conversation.
Yeah, shout out to B Dot and Bootleg Kev.
Right,
I seen
right, right. When you seen that, like, how that make you feel?
it make me felt like when I walked away from Pusha after taking that picture, and I looked at him and said, if I post this, you know what's going to happen, right? And he said, mm-hmm. I said, you ready? He said, I'm ready. You know what I mean? Like,
if if Pusha called you today,
it's up. We bombing everything.
I like that. I like that.
It's up.
What's your relationship with Ab Lava today?
I don't see Ab. You know what I mean? Like, but when I do see Ab, it's the same shit. Don. You know what I mean? The hug, shit talk. You know what I mean? Maybe a flick.
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. For those that don't know, after leaving the Reup Gang, mentally, where did that put you?
I was burnt out with music.
Okay.
I was burnt out with music. I probably like, I was mad. And it was rap, so I kept it in the field of rap.
Right.
You know what I mean? But that was like some icing on the cake to some other shit that, like I said, I was already going through within my hip hop journey, my musical journey. You know what I'm saying? Professional journey, if you will. And I was just burnt out, man.
Well, it didn't stop you because you got on your grind and you actually released a mixtape, Heart of the City, hosted by Ace McCloud. Am I
I think
correct?
Heart of the City came out when I was in the re-up.
In a re-up?
Yeah, the CDs I released after the re-up was I Got It for Cheaper.
You got it for cheaper. Why that?
You know why. Don't even ask me why. I was mad. I'm a rapper, dog. This is rap.
Right.
You know what I mean? I felt like I was wronged by my brother who was a rapper.
Right.
And I handled it like an MC.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, you know, then I put out a CD called The Number One Supplier. These are all Reup Gang plays. If Reup Gang, Number One Supplier.
Right.
I got it for cheap. I got it for cheaper. You know
Right.
what I mean? Petty MC shit. I was mad.
Right. But I do want to elaborate on Heart of the City.
Classic.
Definitely a classic.
Hosted by Ace McCloud.
Shout outs to Ace.
And Don Canon.
Yeah. How about that? That's two heavyweights on that.
The affiliates. You know what I mean?
LJ did the cover.
LJ almost did all my covers.
Yeah. That's strictly graphics.
I sent them your way.
Yep. Gave us a great interview. What was the process of making Heart of the City?
Picking records. We used to burn. One thing for sure, two things for certain. Me, Gil, and Spade were some recording ass niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially like before Spade fell. Niggas was going crazy, man. And then when he was booked, Gil just was like, he was in his act. You know what I mean? I had a series called The Movement, and he had a series called Don't Do That.
Was the Appetizers. Yup.
Yeah. And you know, I'm all over them Jones. He all over my shit, and that's was around. We was just hip hopping.
Right.
You know what I mean? Heavy.
Right. When you was no longer with the Reup Gang, and you know, obviously you seeing the Clipse, they was doing their thing and everything. Did you ever feel the urge to still, reach out?
No. I left the group. Mao got saved, changed his name to No Malice, and started like really living in God. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And Pusha was solo. It was no room for the re-up. Like literally, that's how it happened. And Pusha wanted to go. They was already entertaining Pusha going solo because Mao didn't want to rap no more. You know what I mean? Like when we did the first We Got It for Cheap, I think Mao only on there 3 times.
Okay.
No bullshit. That's why Pharrell rapped on there. Pharrell became the 5th member of the Reup, Skateboard P. No bullshit, because Mile, he wanted to carry the weight because Mile wasn't interested. But then as we started getting our flow, Mile told me like, man, your energy for this shit got me back. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
I was happy to hear that. You know what I mean? Like that meant a lot.
You started doing shows, putting a lot of Philadelphia. I'm just not even going to marginalize it to Philly, tri-state area.
Right.
You put a lot of people on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people went to your shows. And actually, can you just elaborate on the title and the backdrop of that?
All right. So um we started off as the PCP, Philadelphia Coalition Performances.
Right.
Um and we started at what's the name of that joint? Cuba Lounge.
Okay.
Started at Cuba Lounge. And we just didn't have any place to perform anymore. Like what Larry Ladd created for us down Flow didn't exist anymore. And we needed it. We
Right.
needed it. Without that, we ain't had nowhere to perfect our crafts and congregate and know who was hot and get the feel of like that's what grew into all of these fucking record deals because none of us signed then.
And the city of Philadelphia, let me ask you something, and this is just a general question. Something that I always ask everybody. Do you feel like today's artists need radio?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Radio pay more than streams. You know what I mean? Like if you don't have a car and you need to travel, right?
Right.
You can find use for SEPTA and Uber. You
That's
understand?
true. That's true.
So one don't void out the other. You definitely want to service radio and get your BDSs.
Now, do you feel like they need it to be successful?
I feel like I needed to be successful. I would never speak for another artist. I'm gonna do what the fuck I feel is best for me. And if you think that is thorough and you can utilize it, you should, because that's what I do. I watch artists I think are smart, and I take a play from their successful playbook and do my rendition of it.
Right. Right.
All this shit is a rerun anyway.
What's the stream?
I don't fucking know. Like, I guess when you play your music online.
Do you feel like streaming today helped or hurt the artist?
Both.
Okay.
It
Elaborate.
made your music more accessible. That's a beautiful thing. But you're getting paid peanuts for it. That's a fucked up thing. And then the so-called goal, like the magic number seems to be 1 million played, right?
Right.
If it was easy to hit 1 million, everybody be doing it every day. There's a reason they put that number there. Just like there's a reason they don't count your collective plays as 1 million. Like if you got 200,000 on Spotify, 200,000 on Apple, 200,000 on 3 more, right?
Right.
They're not going to give you 1 million. They're going to look at you and say, you missed your mark. You're supposed to hit 1 million wherever you put it at. That's the number. You know what I mean? Now they got low bars. I think you get 250 or something. Somebody, I don't really know. I just know that in the world of streaming, for me as an artist, I'm not on no DSPs right now.
Okay.
I mean, I was totally against it. That's about to change, but I have a plan, and it's going to work. So that's why it's going to change. I would never give my music away for that little bit. I don't give a fuck when nobody talking about like, no, nigga. Like, I remember I seen a video with Snoop Dogg online, and the nigga said he had like 2 billion streams or something like that on Spotify. I don't know which company it was, but the payout was like $40,000. I'm not bullshitting you. Search this shit up. I ain't lying, right? So I'm like, I knew I wasn't crazy, but that don't add up.
Right.
Now, if you Snoop, you don't feel that. But if I'm trying to get on, boy, and you chasing 1 million plays, what are you getting out of that? Like, is it like It just don't work. The math ain't math, and how they like to say. I mean, so I plan on using it the way I'm gonna use it, and I'll explain that after I do it because I don't see nobody doing what I'm about to do.
Right.
So I'm not gonna put it out there. But I got a nice plan. Me and my niggas came up with a plan. Shout out to my man RJ Payne too. Payne called me on Father's Day. He sent me a DM. And pretty much was like, yo, what's up? Where your catalog at? I came across your shit. I want to hear more. I can't find it. So I hit him back. We was in the messaging and shit. And the nigga Rain was like, he was like, man, you know what? Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna show y'all what thorough is, cause this nigga didn't have to do this. This ain't my sandbox homie. He wasn't part of the Canons. I wasn't part of Fall Back. We was just niggas who had mutual respect for each other's talents, right? And that led to this.
Sandman, Canon. Peace, my nigga. It's been years, man. But come on, man. First of all, did you just ask me what brought your music to mind, nigga? You got one of the illest catalogs in Philadelphia history, nigga. We don't forget. Time may go by. You know what I mean? Shit may change and all of that. But come on, man. The history don't change, my nigga. I'm still a fan of penmanship. And too many niggas don't do it the way, the era we came from was doing it. You know what I'm saying? And I got a lot of good shit going on right now, my nigga. Like I got a nice size fan base, man. So, I would love to be able to bring your ass out retirement, man. I don't know what you got going on. But yeah, man, that's why I asked for the music, my nigga. I miss hearing that shit. I came across your old YouTube channel, the CINC TV joint. And I got to reminiscing. I'm hearing songs and like, damn, that was my shit. But there's nowhere to get the fucking music at, man. So I said, let me reach out to this nigga.
So
Dope.
yo,
Dope.
I told you thank you a million times, my nigga, and I'm gonna tell you in my interview, right? Niggas don't do that. I do that for niggas. Niggas never do that for me. So thank you, bro. You lit a fire, right? I was already in my bag, but the conversation we had about the net and you know what I mean, the swivel, I'm on it. But niggas don't do that. And I'm very, very appreciative of that. You know what I mean? So like, that has been in my bag.
The creative space of how the artists, deliver, their music, it changed. It shifted. If Sandman was to put out product right now, do you feel like there's a market for it?
Yeah, I'm dope. Dope are gonna always have a market.
Right. Right.
Creativity, forward thinking, artistry, that shit always gonna have a space. Why you think the Clipse doing what they doing right now? Sticking to what the fuck made them want to rap.
Right. Right.
That's what the whole Reup Gang is. All we gonna do is what we've been doing, loving this shit and giving it to y'all. Can't go wrong like that. Now, you might need a machine and the things to get it where you need to get it, but the actual product, nah, man. That's why I love my city so much. Like, we hot as, you know how many niggas here dope as fuck? We just don't have the system to get them through, but we working on that too. You know what I mean? Like,
Now, when you say we don't have the system, what do you mean by that?
ain't no record labels that you could walk up to and knock on the door and change your life. Ain't no managers' offices here that when you go down there, like you feel like your shit going shift. In
Right.
New York, shit be shifting. You know what I mean? Like,
Let me
shit be
ask.
shifting.
Let me ask you a question. Uh, do you feel like Slaughterhouse was a spinoff from Reup Gang?
No, I don't. Not at all. Now, when Eminem came with the Reup Gang, I never forget this shit. I don't know what state we was in. I'm in the airport and I'll be looking for like read materials
Right.
as we travel in between tours and whatever. I'm looking for the source or what have you. And I see Reup. Corner of my eye. I'm like, damn, I ain't know we. I said, that ain't us. And it was like Eminem and 3 of his artists. So I got this magazine and I came on that motherfucking tour bus on fire. Like, yo, it's time to go. It's time to go. Let's load them up. Like, yeah, I'm ready to get at it. You know what I'm saying? Pusha looked at me and was like, he's too powerful, man. I said, what? It's rap. Like, let's rap. We all gotta do is rap. But I guess he meant at the time, like the machine, his sway, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever the case may be. I wasn't trying to hit none of that shit. I wasn't trying to hit none of that shit. Just like, for real. Just like when they was ready to, when they decided they wanted to go ahead and get with Wayne.
Right.
Let's go. Ain't nobody too powerful. You rap, I rap, who better? That's what this shit about. And the fans get the, you know, the people who consume this shit get the, oh, he hotter or whatever. He better, you know, who got the best. They can play on all the stats, who sold more, if that's what they want to do. This shit about bars with me.
Right.
Whack niggas don't like that.
In Philadelphia today, who are some of the artists that you really got your eye on?
I don't have my eye on any artist today because I'm focusing on me. But when I hear dope shit, I know it. I performed with my youngin' Reek Raw. Shout out Reek Raw. I think he did like his own Reek Raw Friends concert, and he invited me to it, right? So I performed. Me, my brother Sheliano, Capo, you know what I mean? And K Gibbs was there.
Okay. Just interviewed him, friend of the show.
Shout out to K Gibbs. And I watched everybody perform. I always be at the front of the stage when niggas rocking, because I like to see that shit. Like RJ just said, I'm still a fan of this shit.
Right.
Whether you're a nigga I grew up on or a nigga I just met that's dope, I'm still fucking with the wave. You understand? So I'm listening to him, and he getting in this one joint, and he just zoned out for a second, like eyes closed. You know what I mean? And you know, he got the sing, like he sang a little bit when he get into his bag, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it. So as an elder blazeman in the room, that's my term. Elder for older MCs, we elder blazeman. You know how niggas say elder statement, elder blazeman, right? So as the elder blazeman in the room, I felt compelled to put him back on stage and tell him in front of all them niggas, like, yo, I think you got it. You know what I mean? You do have it, and keep going. You know what I mean? Like, I appreciate it. You know what I mean? Because when you see a younger nigga that's dope, and you can tell that they putting it, they all into their craft, all they doing is expanding the road that you helped pave.
Right.
So to not support it is kind of like making you a hater. You know what I mean? I'm not a nigga that's gonna ever feel, if you dope, that shit don't lessen my dope.
Right.
You understand me? Like, if you hot, that don't make me less hot, nigga. I'm hot. I'm gonna keep this shit hot. Hopefully you keep it hot. And then together we can hold some shit up from the hot angle. You know what I mean? But I love to see dope niggas, man. Like Amir Ali.
That's my guy.
He's pissing a lot of people off right now. Niggas don't want to hear, because niggas is haters. He making niggas mad. Like, I know he is, because that talk is very confident. When you dope, it come with a certain confidence. You just exude it. You know what I mean? Like your facial expressions when you giving it up, it just go like that. You know what I mean? So I love it. So yeah, definitely them two. I love my young boy Keefiano. You know what I mean? I think Keefiano hot. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I'm not really listening Like I don't listen to streaming services. Like that, I consume all my music on YouTube basically. Like I don't be on Apple Music and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, YouTube Music, that's a streaming
I ain't doing
service.
that. I watch regular YouTube. And like I was on the phone with Corrupt and his brother Roscoe Scody, like I was talking to them. We got a lot of music together. And I basically got like a project between us. So
Okay.
trying to put it together. Yeah, I mean, we gonna work it out, get finished chopping it. But Corrupt was like, yo, man, you gotta get rid of that Y phone and get an iPhone. I said, yo, man, what the fuck is you on, bro? A Y phone, nigga? No, I got the best Android there is. Nigga, you talk about a Y phone. I ain't fucking with that shit. I think Apple Federal. I don't do nothing with them. I don't like them.
Here's a question. You have a slogan. Well, I'm gonna say, no, it's not even a slogan. Canon.
I guess today they would call that a tag. I was doing that before DJs was putting their names on records.
Okay. You have other artists, like you had Jeezy. Yeah.
I always felt like Jeezy jacked me.
But then you also have Freeway. That said the same thing.
Yeah, but Free didn't lean on it like Jeezy did. Free would say that shit here and there. Yeah, I mean, but it was more like a groove for him.
Right. Like an
Jeezy was staking claim with his, like I was. You can't confuse Freeway saying yeah with what my canons mean.
Now, can great minds think alike?
No, because neither one of them two artists was thinking. None of us was thinking alike. This is what I'm trying to tell you. When Free do it, he and his, you can hear it. Yeah, like he do it. He on some fly shit, like, to me when Free do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? At one point in time, I thought Free was taking it, but I was younger. You know what I mean? And then as I began to listen to the music, I heard it like, all right, like, okay, I might have been wild.
Right.
But Jeezy, I feel like he jacked me. We gave out about 5,000 CDs in Atlanta for the All-Star weekend. I don't know if it was 03 or 04. Whenever the All-Star game was in Atlanta last, we were there. And it was so crowded. I think the highway called 85.
Yeah.
The bitch was so crowded you could walk. So we literally on 85, doors open, walking, giving the CD out. We ain't want no money. This is just about buzz.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right? So by the second day, Lenox Mall, I think. Lenox Mall, I believe. We standing out front. Everybody from wherever they at is sectioned up. So all the Philly niggas standing in one spot, all the Detroit niggas standing in one spot. Everybody got their jerseys on, repping where they from. This shit was all that, right? Cars riding back and forth. If you was a popping ass artist in Atlanta, I'ma say that weekend we'd have heard you. You understand? Atlanta radio was going heavy. You understand? And the only thing niggas was listening to was that and Get Rich or Die Trying. That was the only thing moving. If you didn't have something else to give a nigga to listen to, it was either the event weekend radio playing or 50 Cent Get Rich and Die Trying. He had the weekend on Smash. Yeah, so we gave out them CDs. I had on a black Dickie on the front. And in the song, I rapped something about a Ford Taurus, because back my way, back the jungle where we used to grind at, this nut ass cop named Pasquale, he used to pull up in his fucking burgundy Taurus and harass the shit out of us. So he made a couple of my raps. So when I heard Jeezy first single, whatever it was, and he was like, yeah, and then I seen him with the Dickie on, and then because if New York ain't no shit about the Dickie, Atlanta damn sure didn't know nothing about the Dickie. Like, this is a time where everything didn't look the same. Like, Philly was Philly. New York was New York. We didn't have the internet blurring these lines. Today, you can't tell. I can take an ATL nigga, a Atlanta nigga, a Philly nigga, a Chicago nigga, and sit them all in one room, and you won't be able to tell me who from where. Everything got blended. You understand what I'm saying? But this was when things had its own originality. So when I seen the Dickie, and then I heard him with the yeah, and then he said Ford Taurus pull up, everybody run. I'm like, hold the fuck. My whole hood thought this was going on though. Like I wasn't by myself.
Right.
Like everybody thought it. Like if you wasn't from Atlanta and you heard me first, you knew what it was.
Well,
Water under the bridge. I ain't Jeezy. I'm just telling my story, Canon. You know what I mean? It's all good, baby. Like,
well, Philly.
and I'm hot though. I bake shit, and I've been baking shit the whole run. So, you know,
My last question. What's one thing nobody know about Sandman, but they should know? Got him.
nah, nigga, I'm complex. It's not a simple answer. I mean, it's layers to me. You talking about got him? No. How about this? Spin back on that one. Yeah, I mean, let's come back to that. I mean, let me marinate on that for a minute. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so we'll come back to it, right? Let me ask you something. What's one piece of advice that you would give the younger Sandman? Early in the re-up. Matter of fact, no, early in the Too Raw for the Streets. One piece of advice.
I probably would have talked myself out the streets earlier.
Why is that?
That shit fucked my life up. I got a felony. You know what I mean? That I'm still trying to get off my record. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I mean, I just ain't in the mind state that I was then. And I definitely would tell myself to avoid a lot of pitfalls that, like, I kind of knew better. And, like, because I wasn't a nigga who was fucked up. I didn't come from a fucked up family. Like, I was broke and, oh, we had to sell drugs. All my uncles was hustlers. The block was fucking booming. I'm from McMahon and Woodlawn. Legendary. You understand? And as a child, you just used to look up to that corner and be like, what the fuck? You come outside and all the cars is between my uncle and then my man up the street who was closer to my age. You know what I'm saying? Like, them niggas was like, you know what I mean? So it was an allure. And then when I finally got to it and then expanded my eyes bigger than the corner, and now I'm down Maryland and we running around and all that shit, like, you know what I mean? That shit parked a lot of us, man. Like the hustle would be taking niggas off. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, I was always taught that hustling and murder don't go together. Like hustling and murder is not synonymous. Like you don't want to get money and be murdering because they fuck the money up. Like you want to be thorough, you want to keep, like, you got to protect whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
But like,
but it come with the territory.
Eventually. Yeah. And you know, I would tell myself like, nah. You know what I mean? Stay focused. I'd have went to college for sure. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have stopped rapping at all, but I definitely would have I'd have got out the streets a lot earlier.
Do you believe that through the years that Philadelphia created opportunities for up and coming artists?
As much as Philly could, we got a very low ceiling. We got a very low ceiling. I keep telling you, like, we don't have the infrastructure. We got a few people here who could bust a move or two if they feel like it, but you know, no, we don't have the infrastructure. Amir Ali already hit his ceiling here. Ain't no higher for him to go. It's time, like it's rocket ship time. And here don't got the base to launch that like the way New York do. Like I said, you could wake up and it's like, all right, I'm going down whatever avenue and Def Jam and all these buildings, these fucking major labels that have made lifestyles of people for people and provided them opportunities to take care of their family. All these places in one building, and you like a subway ride away, a cab ride away. We ain't got, all of us had to go up there. You see what I'm saying? Like, we very much need our own system.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, we definitely do. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, once you get smoking high here, you fuck the radio up. We only got one radio show, so once you fuck up Cosmic Kev show, you go up there and burn that shit down once or twice. Especially with the internet now, because all the clips can get around and all that shit.
Right.
Like, it's so now it's like you can only perform but so many times in the crib. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to take that shit up, you want your finances to grow. Like, you're gonna have to go up New York or somewhere where some bigger business is being done.
Right. Right. Would you bring PCP back?
The Philadelphia Coalition itself,
Mm-hmm.
like the whole thing we was trying to do with all the rappers being together. Yeah, because I would. I would. We was just talking about that. Shout out to my boy Bub, you know what I mean? Capital Punishment. You know what I mean?
Was the Laugh Cry, was that like the next series from PCP, or is something that was just totally different?
It was totally different. The PCP turned into, once I left the Arts Garage, I kind of buried that name. It was like, you know what I mean? I switched it over to the Mock. It was Philadelphia Competitive Performances. And I liked the name, but to myself, I felt like I was pitting niggas against each other in the title.
Okay.
And it wasn't that. It was just niggas showing up and having some of the best shows they could provide. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody performed at the PCP. Ab, Tone Trump, Scorp, Shelliano, K. Dot. Everybody. Like, everybody. Right? But when I left there, I wanted to change it. So I turned it into something called the MOCC, MOCC, Masters of Ceremonies Concerts. And that shit went up. It was love. Like, yeah, I mean, I had a system where, like, I charge the artist, then I get them back $30, $10 tickets and let them keep the bread. You know what I mean? I think I was only charging my artists a bean. Like, I charge them a bean and give them back $30, $10 tickets. They sell the tickets, keep the bread. You know, so as far as I was concerned, niggas had a way to at least eat off their talent somewhat. You know what I mean? Something is better than nothing. You know what I mean? And with no system, you got to try to do the best you can. You know what I mean? So that's what I was doing. And then the Laugh Cry came because of my man Chris Cotton. Rest in peace. Rest in peace to Chris Cotton, man. Thorough dude, funny ass comedian, super vet. He was the shit. He came to one of the concerts and was like, "How you got this shit running this smooth?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" He like, "All these rap niggas and these egos are here and everybody just like kumbaya." I'm like, "Well, I'm the common denominator." I had the same conversation with everybody. Like, "Yo, we gonna have a good time tonight, nigga." You know what I mean? Sell your tickets. Or if it's one of my headline niggas, I'm like, "Yo, we gonna make a Zoovie." You know what I mean? So everybody kind of coming in with the same energy.
Right.
And then when they get there and see niggas looking around and the vibe, that vibe takes over the room. The guys who sold tickets, they exchanging fans because you sold some tickets who might not know him. You know what I mean? And vice versa. It's all that, man. Like, so I was like, "I don't know nothing about comedy." He's like, "I don't give a shit. You know how to organize." I said, "But I be having this club from 9 to 2. You know what I mean? The comedians, what I'm gonna do with, like," he was like, "Put as many comedians on as you want." And when he said that, I said, "Oh shit." I remember watching Def Comedy Jam. If them niggas would have had 30 comedians an episode, I'd have sat right there. No bullshit. Like, think of the comics that came through there that we didn't know. You know what I mean? A young Chris Tucker, Bernie Mac, you know what I mean? Michael Collier, Hamburger. Martin, shit like that. Like these
That's a
niggas.
crazy lineup.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. They was going fucking crazy on the Def Comedy Jam. So now in my mind, I'm like, damn, I want to do that. But I said I got to be different. So I'm a heavy skit watcher on Instagram. Like before Instagram was this shit, I was finding them same skits on YouTube. I don't remember this nigga name, man. He was hilarious, and he was like one of the first niggas I seen on there, and he used to end all his videos with like, "I ain't shit yet." Him and whoever the boys from Nick Cannon that had
Okay.
the "Why you asking all them questions?"
Oh
That
yeah, the guy
video.
with the braids.
Him, I can't call this nigga name. This is so crazy, but he was like one of the first niggas I seen doing the skits, and then he ended up doing a movie with like Sandra Bullock. Like he was in the movie as like,
Oh yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I'm like,
I know exactly what you're
damn.
talking about. Yep.
So I said, oh, this shit real for them. So when Instagram got into that wave, I would find comedians that I thought was hilarious as shit and just watch them. Like my homegirl Tata Cerise. Tata one step away from being like Monique level. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But like when I seen Tata, she had 2 videos online that I was crazy about. One, it was a birthday and she opened up a champagne bottle, but the way she was like moving with the shit and acting, I was like, yo, this bro crazy as shit. And then she had this other John where like she was talking about like, I guess the size of men, and she was looking at like a dildo, and she's like, "What am I doing with this? What the fuck am I doing with?" And I just thought she was funny, so I reached out to her and booked her for a 420 party. I didn't even have a comedy show yet.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, and she came and killed it, and like I knew I was doing the right thing after that. So I basically started reaching out to every Instagram skit person that made me laugh that didn't do stand up yet. So my stage was like the birthplace for a lot of stand up being done by Instagram or social media skit comedians like
Right.
Janitor. He was heavy on Instagram. What's up, Janitor? Everybody be asking me, is you coming out? He came blazed it down. My man I-95 Feezy came blazed it down. These are Philadelphia Instagram bulls. Rest in peace, my young boo Biddy. His first stand up was amazing. You know what I mean? Like Marley.
I like
Marley
Marley.
Cobain.
I
You know
like
what I'm
Marley.
saying?
I like him.
So like I built that shit around them, all the
Okay.
Instagram comedians. And then we came back last year. That was my first show since COVID. And I was able to introduce 2 more new comedians that I think are crazy, which was Little Nicky 99. That was his little white boy. He funny as shit. Nicky came up there and blazed it. And then you got Southside G's. He crazy. Then my homegirl Queen Mina. You know what I mean? Red Snapper. I ain't start Red Snapper. Like she probably had 1 or 2 stand-ups before me, but she definitely got with me and we took it up another level. I gave her the name the Madam of Comedy. You know what I mean? Yeah, cause she like Red so crazy. Like you know how you gotta have a lady that run the strippers in the club?
Right.
Or like the head, like if it's a whorehouse, you got one woman that run all the bitches. It's Red. No doubt. She make that shit pop. We got some fucking movies on film. But that's where the comedy shit came from, man. Chris Cotton, like, he told me to do it and I did it and I love it. I
Right.
love it. You know what I
Right.
mean? So we doing all that shit over right now. Everything coming back.
Today's topic, well, one of them, comedian Aries Spears. He said that Ice Cube got the same acting in each film he's ever been in, and he kind of like downplayed his music. And it's funny that it's coming from a comedian.
I ain't seen none of the interviews, so I don't know what he said. But what you say he said about Q? What?
He said that Cube pretty much got the same acting in all of his movies. He's like Ice Cube in every movie. And then Ice Cube recently fired back at Aries Spears on a radio show, and he said that nobody thinks that Aries Spears is funny.
Peace to them brothers, man. Cube, I fuck with Cube, and I think Aries Spears is funny. So there you have that shit's wild.
He even went deep to say that his music catalog that that a lot of us love, still to this day, that it doesn't move him.
That's his opinion.
I agree.
Did he say it crazy though?
Yeah. He even acted out.
What you mean?
Well, he do the
like impersonating Cube?
Yeah.
That boy's a hell of an impersonator.
Well, Aries Spears he's a straight East Coast guy. He's very biased. He love all East Coast. He doesn't, really. I mean, he gives certain flowers to certain people on a different coast, but he's
I mean, what that got to do with anything? That you pro East Coast? Because if I'm not mistaken,
well, just to lighten up the load.
If I'm not mistaken, in NWA, did they go out and they way in that movie to show Ice Cube as a East Coast hater? Like he wasn't fucking with L and all of them. Like, remember when they had that scene in there? He's like, you New York niggas and all that cool shit, like when they was going back and forth.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? You gonna love where you from. That's not bad. That's not fucking bad. It's bad if you was talking about this man derogatory. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you just was like shitting on it. You can have an opinion. Have an opinion.
Like that.
Let me tell you something. Telling the truth is not hating. And having an opinion is not shitting on nobody. It ain't what you say. It's how you say it. You understand what I'm saying? Because if a nigga can't say, I don't like, if a nigga say, all right, you like this song? You be like, no. That's hate. Like earlier, I said, I ain't want my cousin, my play cousin, one of my childhood friends, Jimmy, Disco, playing Das Effects.
Right.
I'm not hating, but my brain was trained to write rhymes and schemes to be like technical and witty.
Right.
When I heard the first song he played, and this is how real it is. You couldn't play me nothing else after that. They could have had a lot of shit, but I was burnt as soon as he played it because I was like, and he was acting out like 1, 2, buckle my shoe, yabba do, and I was like, cuz, what? If I wrote this, and that's probably why I was mad, because if I did it, I'm ass. From the rip, nobody would have let me lay that down. Nobody would have let you live it down or any other nigga from Philly. At the time when they dropped that, if any of us rap like that, the whole block would have said no.
I like Das Effects.
And that's cool, but I'm saying it just as in like that song wasn't my taste. You know what I'm saying? It's not like Das Effects ain't shit. I would never say that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm just saying that song and that particular style, I couldn't do nothing with it.
Do you feel like people can't, tell people their opinions without them feeling emotional?
That's why I just said what I said. Hating, telling the truth ain't hating, and giving your opinion don't mean shitting on somebody. I think where it get messy is because sometimes when you tell your truth, you might be angry, like how I was when I left the Reup.
Okay.
Like, I'm pretty sure I sounded like a bitter hater to somebody, but in all honesty, I was the nigga who loved them niggas that was hurt and didn't have no power in the situation too. See what I'm saying? So like, no, you should be able to get your opinion without being a fucking hater. You should be able to differentiate hate from an opinion.
Right.
Or hate from truth.
People be too emotional, man.
I know.
They be too emotional. If you say I don't like your new album or mixtape or single, they're gonna call you a hater.
I don't know how. Let me tell you something, man. Everybody ain't gonna love everything you do. For as dope as I think I am, somebody think I'm ass, and that's wild. But somewhere somebody does. Everybody don't like my trademark. Just recently, And a common thread where everything was beautiful, a nigga came on there was like, man, this nigga ad-lib, man. This shit be making me sick. Some shit like that. And I laughed about it. Like, come on, man. Oh, this nigga. What am I gonna be, mad? You can't, if you stay out the fucking comments, man. If you ain't got the skin for that, then you gotta stay out of that. Because I think the comment sections is brutal. Like, if they don't like something, when they love you, they praise you.
Right.
And that's the thing. The day before, they could be telling you doper than a motherfucker, and you do something, and then it might catch on. It might become like fashion to talk bad about what you did. Them same people gonna do that, and then they can flip again. It's like sports fans in a game. You, damn dog, you just do two touchdowns. We went horse. You just threw 2 picks. We ready to bench you.
Right.
You just got to play your game and stay steadfast on what you're doing. That's how I see it. You know what I mean?
Nas or Jim Jones?
Nas. But I think Jim Jones is probably the most improved rapper in the last 10 years. I ain't no hater, man. I ain't no hater. And don't ask me. You already know I'm going to say Push. So don't ask it. Like, that's my brother. I mean, like, that's what we do. Like Cam and how he got the Dipset, that's my fucking family. I'm never going against the home team. If we never did another re-up, I'm going side with my dog.
Do you feel
But
like
it's hip hop. The fuck? Hey, that don't mean I hate Jimmy or they hate each other. Like, it's hip hop. Jim saying he want to battle somebody. Every interview I see, he talking about, well, meet me in the booth. I want to smoke. If you think it better, I want to smoke. Jim, I do a joint with you, but I cook shit. And I'm coming to cook. You know what I mean? But it's hip hop. And if you coming to cook and I'm coming to cook, that record should be hot. That's what this whole shit should be about. You know what I mean? Like, you bring your shit to the table, I bring my shit to the table and we go. It ain't gotta be hate. Like, oh, I hate that nigga. Nah, like, I don't know what him and Nas got going on personally. You know what I mean? I know that shit been long running. But if we talking about bars and schemes and what I heard, Nas rap backwards. Next subject.
Speaking of bars, schemes, and everything, are you a fan of battle rap?
Yeah.
Who your favorite battle rapper?
All
from
Philly niggas. All
Come
Philly
on,
niggas.
man.
Nah.
That's too biased.
So what? I'm the Philliest. Fuck you want me to tell you? You already know how I come on, man.
Okay. So since we saying Philadelphia, who's your favorite battle rapper from Philadelphia?
I don't have one favorite. If we going with the longest running, I'm going with Ness and Shellyano because I know them to be the animals.
But what about Reed Dollars?
I know Ness. Reed is hot. Reed, I'm not taking nothing from Reed. Don't say it like that. I say it all Philly niggas.
Right.
I hate when they battle each other. All these other whack ass battle rappers, I hate to see them niggas do that. Go clean them niggas up, man. Let's get a bus. Let's ride the fuck somewhere else. See what the pot gonna be and cook. And then we don't gotta hate them neither. But at least is, you know what I mean? That's a battle. Like, I don't want to see these niggas battle each other. I get bored with that.
Philly battling another Philly rapper, right?
Like, the only one I liked it was when Hollow Man and Nuss came back together to do that because it was classic. No, it wasn't. Who did Hollow battle in that joint? He did battle somebody from Philly, right?
No, when Hollow came back, he battled Head Ice.
Okay. I love that. I love that battle because it was legendary for Hollow and it was just Philly, period.
Right.
You know what I mean? But like when Nuss and Hollow battled, I respected it because back then niggas was scratching and surviving. Like everybody was trying to get somewhere. So that made sense. But now that everybody on and made, and even the guys, we got legends in Philly that never had a record deal. Right. And I want to tell artists, right? A record deal does not determine whether you dope. It just means you got a chance to be professional. You know what I mean? Like, if you know and hear you hot, don't listen to nobody else. Fuck what everybody else talking about. Run your Zuvi, push your line with the niggas who truly believe in you. and go for yours. Like that's what all the shit that come from rap start with being dope. Like for me, like over the years, a couple bullshit. I mean, we all know how this shit got crazy. But I'm saying like I feel like being dope is the essence of it. Like nobody wants to hear a whack song. And swag, I'm so glad we got out of that wave. Like the whole swag, like when niggas was replacing being lyrically dope with being fly. Like if you ass and you fly, you fashionably whack. Like that shit don't change nothing. You know what I'm saying? So no, I hate to see Philly niggas battle each other. I think everybody dope. I love these niggas. Like I love to see them niggas do them I'm talking about like when Reed and them and Shell and them was doing that shit on Too Raw for the Street. That's what they was doing. Star was taking people from Philly to different states and fucking them up. It just wasn't no internet like that. Like it wasn't, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that's what it was, and that's what I liked. You know what I'm saying? That's what I like. And I hate the way that battle rap is. Like you gotta have one style to fit in. I remember Cass was getting ready to have a battle, and I was watching, like, you know how they do like the interviews, the lead ups and all that shit.
Right.
And they was basically in the comments saying shit like, well, if Cass come with his regular style, he already gonna lose because there's a certain way we do it now. And I'm like, I mean, I guess.
Well, no. Battle rap has changed in all components.
Give me some examples.
Well, when you're battling, it's based off of your bars for one, your delivery for two.
It always been based off that.
But no. And now it's performance.
It always been based. If you standing outside and you battling a nigga and you moving and giving it up, that always counted.
But that's being animated. That's being animated.
So what are you talking when you say performance?
Stage presence. You dig what I'm saying?
That is stage presence. That's not. You just right. You like put it in a box and called it being animated. Like no, if you, I think it's being a performer. Like when you acting out your rhymes, or you just not a nigga standing there, or your eyes make it big, or you have expression when you flowing. That's not being animated. That's being you're having expression. You know what I mean? Like
that's animated.
I don't know about that.
That's animated.
I don't know about
that. What's Tech Nine? Rest in peace, the Tech Nine. He was very animated.
Yeah, but everybody wasn't like Tech Nine, and a lot of niggas are good performers without doing that.
Reed Dollars was he can be animated.
My point is this. Rest in peace to Tech Nine. You said that Tech Nine was animated. So we can agree that it wasn't a lot of niggas doing it like Tech.
Right.
So does that mean everybody else didn't have a great performance, or Tech was just special?
Well, like I said, battle rap changed.
Nah.
And the way that they
You're
judge.
moving a goalpost. I gave you a good question. Yeah, you're not gonna do this shit. I said, cause you crazy as hell. I said, if Tech, who you called animated, is that, and let's say I battle rap and I'm dope, but I'm not as animated as Tech, but when I'm on stage, I give it up and you feel me, then what's the difference?
Well, it's from the fans' perspective of what they're going to look for.
I ain't talking about a fan's perspective. I'm asking you, what's the difference between if Tech is animated,
right,
and this next battle rapper is dope as shit, and he may not do what Tech do, but he's still giving off his expression.
Right.
Why he not animated?
Well, it depends on how are you judging a battle off of what?
I don't judge a battle. When I watch battles, it's for lyrics.
So
I don't
if you
care. Like when
lyrics,
I seen somebody bring a coffin to a battle. I was crying.
I believe that was Loaded
Man,
Lux.
I was cracking the fuck. I said, this nigga is crazy. And it was dope. Like, I think he had a woman standing there in the veil. This nigga went in. But my point is, I ain't care about none of that. I just wanted to hear him rap. So for me, I'm a lyric driven MC.
So that's what you look for. Now you gotta imagine, there's other people that's looking for the same thing, but they also looking for, you know, everything else.
The fuck is everything else?
Battle rap changed, Sam.
What is everything else?
Battle
You
rap
can't keep
changed.
saying shit and not defining it. Battle rap changed, saying, all right, so what?
So listen, like you just said, right? So he brought a prop to the stage, right? That caught your attention, right? So you could already
No, I said it was funny to me. You can't miss a casket on the battle stage.
Oh,
I thought it was funny, but it didn't. When it was all said and done, I would have never said, yeah, he won because he had that casket on stage.
what did he win?
I don't know.
That was Loaded Lux versus Calico, I believe.
I don't know who won. I'm saying rap is rap. And the way they do it today, they put a restriction on style. Like you can have style, but you know how they be like, grab the Glock, something, bah, and all, like, yeah, how they be giving that shit up, and it sound crazy.
Right.
But I felt like when niggas was trying to push me in that direction, I noticed everybody was in a certain frame of style. And I'm right because they was trying to tell, I was seeing them say to Cassidy, Cass, you already know what it is, nigga. You know what I mean? Hot. You know what it is. I mean, Philadelphia MC, master of ceremony. But when they was saying to Cass, like, or in the comments or whatever, they was like, yeah, you know, if you don't pretty much stay within the confines of how we do it, then it ain't gonna work. And I'm like, how? If he come in there and he talking that shit, like,
but you can't. You
what am I doing?
That's reading the comments. Remember?
No. I heard hosts and different people say this, like different like it was just the comments. Like I seen interviews where they were saying like Cash gonna have to do X, Y, Z, and it's like, why? See,
because it changed.
It has changed
right.
They worsened it though. You restrict.
Nah.
You put it in the box. Let me tell you something. If I go grab, let me just keep it in my city and grab all dope niggas. Watch this.
And I got here your lineup.
I said all dope niggas. So we gonna make this shit very interesting. We talking about the cream of the crop. Beans, Amir Ali, me, Spade, Lava, Cass, Ness, Hollow, Reed, and an H. Stop. If we all battled each other, see, you ain't know where I was going. If we got on stage and battled each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how many different styles and flows you're about to hear?
It's not gonna matter.
What do you mean it's not gonna matter?
It's not gonna matter.
To who?
I'm gonna tell you. Let me explain. Ness would definitely bring it. Reed Dollars would definitely bring it.
Everybody I just named would bring it. And I don't need you to change my narrative. Let me get finished.
And shout outs to them. We love
what I'm
them.
saying is, right, those fucking styles, you cannot sit there and not be entertained.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure.
And it's going to be wild. And you can do this with anybody. I just pick, like, the first niggas I look at is like, oh, them niggas is attack dog sort of kind of like. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, like, how do you lose? Like, if I take that lineup outside the city and niggas put some money on the line, we leaving with the bread. I don't give a fuck what battle rappers. Man, you got, hip hop ain't changing. Lyrics ain't changed.
Hip hop, no.
And lyrics ain't changed. Somebody gonna get fucking fried.
Listen,
times ain't changed. My niggas right now, they calling my niggas saviors of hip hop right now for lyrics.
Listen, Reed Dollars.
I'm not trying to hear none of that shit.
Reed Dollars.
I'm not trying to hear none of you. It's nothing. You might as well go to the next topic. Ain't no lineup nowhere fucking with the niggas I just named. We are a bunch of Thanoses together.
I agree.
Then ain't nothing else to talk about.
Look. I agree, but not in the battle world.
If we come to battle, we fucking everything up.
I just told you who going put in that work.
Everybody's going to put in that work.
Ines is going to kill
See,
it.
you know what your problem is. You can't see certain people I name in that light, like putting it together and really bombing.
Like who?
Why you keep saying only Ness gonna bring it?
No.
Because that's proven in that field.
Ines is battle tested. Reed Dollars is battle tested.
Shellyano is battle tested.
No, I'm not saying
every fucking rapper I just named is battle tested because that's the only way we had to cut our teeth. You're not understanding what I'm saying. Niggas went into making songs and becoming artists and learning that craft. We all come from, I'ma stand here in front of this nigga with my best. And he gonna have his best, and somebody gonna take a fucking L. And if you was slick with it, you could freestyle and talk about what the nigga got on, or et cetera, et cetera. But I'm not trying to hear because rap battle changed that we can't stand it.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that 10 man lineup can't stand it. I'm saying the dynamics, the expectations of battle rap.
What the fuck are the expectations?
I just told you.
What?
Delivery, performance.
Did you hear the niggas I just named? What are we talking about? Delivery and performance. Have you ever seen NH snap?
Yes, I put NH with that because he's a part of this new way of battle rap. But see, this is
the thing I'm telling you. He wasn't at one point in time.
Right.
He never came in it rapping like them niggas. He ain't got one battle sounding like them. And look at what you put him on.
Well, that's the list you put him on.
No. You're missing my point. NH don't got one battle fitting their style. He just known for cooking shit. He never conformed. You understand? So if we speaking on him, you proving my point. Because he never conformed. Reed go in and out of that shit when he feel like it.
But Reed been battle tested. When Reed
was battle tested on Philly streets, nigga.
No. I'm talking about in this new arena.
No, when you tested here, them new arenas is cakewalks. When you tested here on these blocks, them spots I was naming to you earlier where hip hop live, ain't nobody worried about no shit like that. Niggas walk through that. Why you think Vok came back all easy and played with it and come on, like niggas don't be caring?
I agree.
No, you don't.
I do. But
you're giving too much credit to the way battle rap has been conformed into a certain pocket you need to be in. They treat battle rap, to me, they treat battle rap like it's a beat and you off beat if you ain't in a particular pocket. And how is that so when we all different? Like I'm hearing down south battle rappers and New York battle rappers and other battle rappers, when they sound alike, the style is kind of like still the same. Now, their individuality separates them from each other. Like, what's the nigga that be like, this nigga's hilarious. One nigga bring two niggas, that nigga.
I know he's talking about.
Solo?
Yeah, Solo. I like him.
See, it's originality.
It's originality, but listen, that part right there will make you recite what you just recited.
All of us are capable of doing that. A dope line to make you do that. Have you ever seen when these niggas be rhyming and it ain't an animated line and it's just dope? And then they might stop, wipe their face off, go back 2 lines, and they get back to that line and the whole fucking room say it?
Yeah.
They ain't adding their lines.
But what you're saying right there, that's a part of today's format of battle rap. So you're not far-fetched. It's just that what I'm saying, if I put an H and Reed Dollars in the same room to battle whoever, down south or New York, Reed Dollars will probably come out as a victor because he's been battle tested in this new era. When Reed Dollars came and he battled John the Don.
I agree. I disagree.
Hear me out. When he battled John the Don, that was the first time he knocked the dust off and said, okay, this is how y'all playing. This is the new way. When Reed Dollars circled back, he was Like, he was unstoppable. He had a great run. So that's why I say that he can be in that conversation because he's been battle tested.
I rest my case. I'm just a Philly nigga.
It's cool.
I'm just a Philly MC that appreciates all the Philly artists that really take time to make their shit dope. I know what it take to be dope.
Right.
I know the sacrifice. You know what I mean? Like the time that it take, and to do that shit over years and not drop your level. So I'm going with the Team Thanos, man.
I agree.
Team Thanos.
I agree.
Team Thanos. And if y'all gonna get in these comments and talk shit, Team Thanos. And if you from Philly and you heard the list I put, please feel free to take out who you will. Even if you say, all right, saying you take out, we put him there. Fine. Philadelphia Team Thanos. All right, go ahead.
Who would you hop in the ring with?
I hop in the ring with anybody. I'm a
Come on, Sam.
fuck you mean, come on, Sam.
Who would you hop in the ring with?
I don't have no picks, bro. I'm a rapper.
That's a real Philly move. That's something that Cassidy would say.
No, it ain't. Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, like that, but that ain't what I do. Like when I was interested in that,
see that part right there. You said that's not what you do.
yeah, conform.
Right.
So if I had to do it to that, I'm definitely not doing it.
Right. So how you gonna have that crazy lineup?
Because we would do us our way. I never said nothing about us conforming to the pocket. I said,
okay,
I would grab Philly MCs and any pocket y'all want to be in, we winning. That's what I said. Home of the spitters. Home of the best MCs.
Right now, Easy the Block Captain.
It's cooking shit.
It's cooking everything. And then I say, well, you got to put Enes in that. You know, no matter what you talk about.
Who would take him out? I don't like when niggas play with Neutron like that.
No.
Hey, Nudie, you know how I feel. I don't like that. Don't play with Neutron, man.
Listen.
Don't do that.
Listen.
Him and Shellyano built the House of Battle.
Listen.
Debate me if you will. In Philadelphia, Shellyano, who was the older nigga and the more vicious out of the guys that was going up, Shellyano invented grabbing niggas by the neck. You know how many niggas mimicked that around the world? A Philly nigga started that with Reed Dollars. He did it with Reed. Out of town battling out of towners. And they was smoking shit. I just wish battle rap was, I don't wish nothing. Cause I ain't rapping about it. It's cool. Yeah, I mean, when you don't like something, you do what you want to do.
Right. I
started a comedy show. We did the mock. Battle League ain't hard. Yeah, you know what I mean, like, and then my shit would be different from everybody's because I wouldn't want you if you sound like that. I want the artist. You vicious. Your rap book deep. Come on, and you're not gonna know who you battling either. So you can't do no homework and all that old. We not doing none of that. All that hot topic shit.
I like that idea.
That's fine.
I like.
Oh,
that
I thought you were saying you like that. That's cool. But if I do a league, you're not gonna know who you're battling, and I want you to bring you, and then it's gonna be whatever you think you are versus whoever that nigga think he is. It ain't gonna be no face off. Y'all can talk all that shit after the battle because somebody gonna lose. Then you could talk shit. But yeah, man, like, you know, I'm not saying them niggas not dope. I think it's a lot of dope niggas from all over the country of USA that rap and do that particular style. I'm saying for a nigga who grew up battling, it was asking a lot to switch over like that. Like, right. I know too many dope niggas, man, like Pretty Ugly and niggas like that. Like, what? I don't give a fuck what niggas talking. You gonna have to be at your apex. I'm telling you, man, this is Philadelphia. We do not play that shit.
Right.
We birth dope niggas. Yeah.
But today,
anything after but is what? But no. I got you quiet as shit. Seen that? It's the Philly shit, man. Good, bad, and different, baby. Philadelphia made me, man.
Pro Philly.
You need a better word than pro.
Pro Philly, man.
That's underselling it.
Yeah, I mean, well, again, like I said, man, you can't take nothing away from everybody that put in that groundwork still to this day. You know what I'm saying? That's why their names are mentioned in these conversations.
You mean like as far as Philly hip hop go?
No, as far as battle rap. We just talking about battle rap.
The way it's done now?
The way it's done now.
Oh, no, it's a lot of dope niggas, man. I can't hate on none of them niggas, man, and I'm not. I'm just saying I didn't want to conform, and I'm not the only artist that feel like that. I don't know if ever niggas said it, but like, you know, I've been battling way before niggas wanted to change the style of it. So, you know, and you can't say, well, he older, that's why he feel like that. No, it's not that. I feel like, imagine if a nigga took DJing and put it in a box where you had to scratch a particular way to be considered a DJ that could get in a battle. Like, you can't come in there and do the shit that you grew up doing, spinning behind your back, under your leg, fuck all that. No, you gotta stand there and then you gotta, you know, you can only do the elbow joint, and that's, you see what I'm saying? Niggas gonna be like, what, cuz? I'm fucking DJ Super Hands, nigga, and you saying I can't do what? That's all I'm saying. They kind of put cuffs on it.
But who's really DJing today?
All the DJs is doing. What do you mean? DJ ain't stopped.
Who's really DJing today?
Every nigga with some tables who love scratching. You got niggas who play records that's DJs. They DJing. And then you got the DJs who love to scratch and mix. They still DJing.
Well, I'm talking about the traditional way.
DJ Yasir. He's DJing today.
Okay.
One of the best DJs I've seen since Tat Money and Jazzy Jeff. And I put money on that shit too. Yeah. Nasty. Big voice, 30,000 at the crowd. Philly nigga. Young too. Young with an old soul. That's what I'm saying, man. We the shit, bro. So we got to change the subject.
Philadelphia, listen, hold on.
We got to change the subject.
Philadelphia is definitely top tier for me. You call it whatever, bias.
It's
whatever.
Not bias. We dope as fuck.
It's
in every category.
But
when Neo Soul popped off, who ran it?
Oh, that was us. And we had some of the dopest artists.
I'm just saying, dog. I'm just saying, like, what the fuck is we talking about? When R&B popped off, who ran it? Motown had they run, but we was stronger than a motherfucker up here. Strong as shit. Phyllis Hyman and such. I don't be wanting to hear none of that shit, bro. I love where I'm from, bro. I love where I'm from, bro.
We do have to come to some type of common ground that things have changed.
I told you they put it in a box, so that is change. But we gotta saying things changes. That's a vague statement. No, they put it in a box. If we talk about battle rap, they put it in a box. You have to be within a certain. You have to color between a certain set of lines.
I agree. Yeah,
and that's why I said if you put DJs or graffiti artists or something in that line, it would fuck the game up. Like it. That's not saying it couldn't flourish, because some niggas gonna learn how to adapt, and then you got niggas who didn't grow up in the way that we. That's why it's been sustained this long, because my era, though it started with us, so many young niggas then came up and grew up in that shit, like the internet. It's certain people who only know how to do shit the internet way, based off of when they were born. So if you came up, if you was 10 when Ness and My Sign battled, see what I'm saying? Neither one of them niggas was battling in that box. That was a classic battle. But my point is, if you was 10 when that battle happened, then you grew up with the way battle rap is now. What I'm saying to you don't exist. You understand?
Right.
So I do understand that nuance, that element of it. You know what I'm saying? I do. Like it's some.
And that's what I'm saying. Like,
No, you didn't say that.
No, but that's
No, you didn't. That's what I'm saying. Nigga.
look,
No, you did.
look. But for the kid that's you know what I'm saying,
That
new to the
only see
sport,
what they see.
right.
Then they ain't got no choice. But we can show them something different too. We can have both. So that kid could be like, oh, wait a minute. I could just do me. Like, I don't got to have my flow within, you know what I mean, that realm. I could just and still be hot as shit and be a bruiser. Yeah.
Well,
I think they right now
should.
battle rap
They
is
should.
SEPTA. Is one way. Like it's like how we got one bus system here. Battle rap got one particular style that niggas fit many styles in.
No. That's not true because you got King of the Dot that they have a certain type of battle rap format of how they put what they put on their platform. Then you got Smack. Then you got
Who so all these rappers be crossing though, right?
what you mean?
I battle him, different platforms, all that, right?
Well, like I said, it changed. It changed. So it did change. It did change.
You and these vague throw outs. It changed. Fuck, man.
Oh man. You think Diddy coming home?
Yup. Yes, I do. Yes, I do, man.
On
Yeah,
what grounds?
What you mean? What do you got? Yeah, I think that he coming home. You don't?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually got some flack for I posted Free Diddy.
I remember that. Wow.
3 people said, I'm unfollowing you. So because okay. The crime doesn't fit. You dig what I'm saying? We all seen the Cassie
Now
footage.
if he was on trial for that, his ass will be cooked, and rightfully so.
And I'm on it.
Yeah,
But
rightfully so.
If we're
but the
judging
shit I seen that was in the courtroom, it was like y'all was in a nigga bedroom, basically, because the case wasn't heavy about drugs. It wasn't heavy about whatever.
Now remind
all the other shit that you like when they came with this joint. Like now that it's over, I'm seeing top tier lawyers say shit like, if this was anybody else, they probably would have gave him my citation because it's like basically you soliciting sex work. Like you a John.
Right.
Like, yeah, I mean, you on Broad Street trying to get a bitch off the back block for $40, that type of nigga. So they's like, you know what I mean? So
yeah, I mean
that's why I'm saying he coming home. Like,
what happened to remember he was sex trafficking kids? What happened to the baby
shit.
oil being laced? All of that was thrown out. And
Listen,
then
man,
recently they just fired one of the
I don't want none of this conversation. I don't give a fuck. I ain't got nothing to do with it. You know what I mean? You asked me one question. Do you think that nigga coming home? And I said yes. I'm done.
I'm gonna circle back around to that question.
What question?
The question that you was that I had you kind of mind boggled about.
Something I should tell people about me?
That they should know.
I don't think I should tell nobody nothing.
Like,
yeah, I mean, I'm gonna keep it a bean, right? You know how open people is on social media and all that shit? I just realized, right? I gotta, you know how you get the hey, you put this up and it'll like show you a throwback.
Right.
So it was one about my grandmom, right? And I read it, man, and I see some of the most beautifulest shit in the world, right? And then, as soon as I had that thought, like a fucking deer in headlights, I got hit with, she can't read that. You got over 5,000 some followers on Facebook. Why the fuck, like, who are you sharing this with? And why? Like, why am my kids and how we growing up in my house and, yo, when I grew up loving Big Daddy Kane and all those rap niggas that motivated me and just being a fan, right? I never give a fuck about where them niggas lived at. I didn't even think about the cars they drive until they had one in the video. Like, nobody was interested. Like, I wasn't interested in all of that. And I feel like this shit is it just go against the morals that I was raised on. Like, my mom taught me to keep our curtains closed. You know what I mean? The front door closed. Our pictures was on the wall and in photo albums, and you had to be a family member or a friend of the family to come in and see those things. I mean, like, all this just tell everything about yourself and bear it all. Like, that shit go against everything I was raised on. So while motherfuckers is trying to be all exclusive, or I think I want to be inclusive. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hope I'm using the words right. I'm definitely fried.
Well, you still want to have that mystique about you.
I'm just saying, like, it was just, yeah, man. Like, I'm an artist. So online, that's all I want to be. You know what I mean? I don't see the need to do any of those things anymore. Like, and I told you I got online because of Too Raw for the Streets. Hip hop brought me to the web. We wasn't on Too Raw for the Streets posting our fucking kids. We was talking about rap, and we was writing raps online, and it was just rap. So my thing is, like, when I read the source, I ain't see niggas' families. No, I didn't. And I didn't care. Like, I never wondered about that. Even the stats didn't matter. Like, when niggas started, it was a better time when we could argue about hip hop and niggas wasn't talking about, but he sold more records. It really was. You know what I mean? Like, and those kind of things to me just get in the way of what we really here to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, if the Clipse album didn't hit a number that people felt like was good for the first sales weeks, right? Would that make it whack?
No.
This is my point. So, like, a lot of the shit that people use to judge or level up or down a person don't even matter. You know what I mean? And on Instagram or the social media, I don't think me showing my grandson as handsome as that boy is, that has nothing to do with my music. And I don't give a fuck for you to be all in my grandson's face. I just felt like, I don't know, I'm over it. I want to be an artist online, and my family life and my life is my life. That shit ain't for social media and the footprints and all that shit you be leaving. And I'm cool on all that shit, bro. Like, I'm out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got sucked in. I came on through Too Raw for the Streets. Then I started fucking with MySpace. And MySpace used to have a music player.
Right, on the side.
So
Yeah.
we was loving that shit,
Yeah,
bro. You could put
yeah.
your pictures on that shit. Like, it was
Yeah.
all that. So that's where it was at. Occasionally, if a cute girl says something, you're going to say something because that's what you do. But what it grew into, nah, I wasn't supposed to be a part of that. And I fucked up. And I'm off that wave. That's how I feel about it.
My last question. Do you feel like you got your fair shot?
This business ain't fair. And you got no control. So what is your fair shot? And what determines that? Like, oh, you had one album out, or you went gold, or I lived a rapper's life. If I never rap again, I had Slick Rick, Salute to You, OG, and that new video movie with Idris Elba is fucking crazy. Mine's is coming. Right? So, like, you know, I've been on tour with the Clipse. We had a super group. I got songs with niggas that I was just a fan of, never thought I'd meet. I've got respect of artists that I grew up on, that grew up on me, and vice versa. I've been in damn near every magazine twice, and shit that most niggas don't get to, like Complex and Fader and Rolling Stones. I just seen today that one of my mixtapes with the Fantastic Four is rated as one of the best mixtapes ever in hip hop. Ever. We got it for cheap, volume 2. Me and my clique from Philly made a space for us between two super groups, State Property and Major Figures. Them niggas was not playing. Everybody could rap on both sides, and they was moving. The Figures caught a deal over at, I believe it was Rough Nation. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that sus was on BET. It was fucking real. Sieg, it was real. Sieg locked fully up. Brooklyn is me. It was up. Niggas thought I was insane to want to have my own group because it was already going down like crazy. But we did that. We made a name for ourselves. I pushed my brand and my niggas to a height where everybody knew them, and we ain't even had the help of the radio. I've never been on a come up show, bro, and I ain't complaining, and I don't even give a fuck to get into that. That makes me a stronger artist. For me to be able to break Cicero, Dunn, Chenko, Housewife. You know what I'm saying? Shit. These niggas was dope, but it was on my word and watch. And my bars that I put out first to have them have a platform to step on. We did that. No radio play. I talked to NH on the phone. That nigga tell me Canon Inc was the first touch money. No radio play. I lived a rapper's life, bro. When I was 15, I had a skating ring that was like my motherfucking financial Lincoln field. Like that was my home, where I got paid $250 Friday and Saturday night. I had a commercial for it on the radio that I rapped and got paid to do. Like, I lived a rapper's life, bro. You know what I mean? Like, no, I ain't get rich from it. You know what I mean? I have never had like a super big video on TV and things like that, but my list of what I haven't done is a lot shorter than what I have done. You understand what I'm saying? So like, nah, like, I feel like some things happen that I couldn't control, but to ask me did I get my fair shot? Fucking right. Fucking right. Yeah, I have, because I've done a lot, and there's more to do, and there's much more to do. You know what I mean? And I'm with that. Like, I'm willing. I don't mind putting the work in, and whatever comes from it comes from it. But yeah, man, you know, this business ain't fair, bro. Is uncontrollable, and it's business. That's why he was like, "Is it loyalty?" I'm like, Are we talking friends? Or are we talking business? And as we missing business with friends, like that shit is like touchy. You know what I mean? It's hit and miss. You know what I'm saying? I would like to lead with loyalty. I think I do lead with loyalty. I think if we working together, the people who know me as family. Like niggas know, like I wear my heart on my sleeve, and I'm a giver. I always put people in this culture, my competition, before me. You asked me about throwing shows. AR Ab performing at my show. AR Ab was a big dog here. So technically, I'm putting the competition on the stage. I ain't see it like that though. We all from Philly. Imagine if all of us got a chance to get on instead of a nigga every 5 years. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Like, the talent is crazy here, and the system ain't here, and that's not fair. So I couldn't say I ain't get my fair shot because we ain't had a system. Nah, like it is what it is, and you got to make it what you make it. And when you hit your number and you get what you get, say you blow, is that enough to say, all right, now I got my fair shot? Like, what's the parameter for that? Who? So I guess that's determined by each individual. So for me, I'm appreciative and proud of my hip hop life. You understand? And no, I don't take nothing negative away from it. So yeah, I got my fair shot. I had a record deal with fucking Interscope. I was discovered by Clark Kent, the legendary. Full album with him. I didn't know Stout was gonna get fired. I didn't know they wouldn't find another black president. The fuck I'm gonna do? Now, is that fair? No. But did I have a fair shot? Yeah. I met Pusha. He had no plan. He told me out his mouth, bro, I don't, you know what I mean? Just come down, we figure it out. Lava hit me one day, I'm going down, we go down. That turned into the Reup Gang. I never forget the day. I'm in my room, because Pusha was staying with Pharrell at the time. So I'm in my room, me and Lava on the same floor, Pusha downstairs. Pharrell on the same floor we on, right? So I'm in the bed, chilling, trying to figure out who come to visit, right? Because I was running them through. Pusha, to this day, man, I wasn't trying to be crazy, man. The girls love me in VA, bro. I was happy. I mean, it was beautiful. But I remember one time I asked Pharrell, like, am I giving this gate code out too much? He like, no, you cool. Real shit, because like you can't come in without the gate. So the girls at the gate, like, they push the phone, everybody's phone ring in the house. Do 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 do. So they calling. So say I'm in the shower, so I'm live, I answer that joint. Sand, get the joint. You know what I mean? So, but what was I saying before that? That shit just took me down memory lane like crazy.
You were talking.
Be on point too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, nigga.
Nah, you was talking about VA girls.
No, before all that.
Oh, before that, as far as you got your shot, your fair shot.
Yeah, so, no, I was saying how the re-up shit came about. So I'm in my room, live in his room, T running through the house screaming, yo, hey, yo, ha, 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 ha. He got this devilish ass laugh, right? So I'm like, what's up? So Lava come out like, the nigga got the name of the group. We never even said we was going to be a group. See what I'm saying? So Lava come out like, it's Reup Gang. So I came up, I said, Reup Gang? So I yelled over the joint, Reup Gang? He like, ha, 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 ha. He just laughing, going crazy, right? So that's how we came up with the title. Yeah, I mean, and, it was off to the races. So something that started because Clark introduced me to T, and we all love hip hop. So we formed the group, and 3 critically acclaimed mixtapes, one of them called The Best Ever. Fair shot. Cut it out, man. I'm trying. If anything, I want to bag from this shit. Yes, a nigga want to feel like he super duper live off of rap. Yeah, I mean, that's what's left. I ain't for no popularity contest. And if it's one of them, I just want to be known as one of the dopest to ever do this shit from my city. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like I don't be giving a fuck about them lists and them joints. I ain't put out a CD in 10 years, since 2014, right? But nostalgia's coming. I got a surprise for y'all that I ain't talking about right now because we cooking that. Well, we ain't cooking shit, but we cooking the shit around it. I'm giving y'all Yikes, the EP. And yeah, I'm working. You know what I mean? And I definitely feel like the game was good to me. Because my losses do not supersede my wins on no level. You know what I mean? And I count all little wins too. Like, like I said, rapping at the skating rink, that shit is crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Niggas grew up there with me. You know what I mean? Like, there's niggas who don't know me, but nothing from like, in my comments right now, with all this shit going on with Pusha and I'm talking to, and they interviews about me and all that. Niggas like, yo, man, I need that, dog. I remember coming out wild, standing in line to get in that joint, dog. Used to be killing it. And I'm like, damn, niggas remember that? You know what I mean? Shout out to Spado. I remember when he was in this group called Lyrical Terrorists, right? Him and Darkman, right? I seen them niggas in this magazine we was in called The Street Buzz. This how far my hip hop go back, and so did theirs, right? Muhammad D was on the front. Black and white paperback genre. I might have a copy of it in here too. Just like when I found out that was the same Spade, and I never told nobody this, but I'm like, yo, that's the same Lyrical Terrorist. That's crazy. Cause them niggas was getting write-ups. Like niggas was really pushing their line. Like the street buzz was something that we need today. Like it was a magazine for us. Talking about all the Philly events that was hip hop, doing write-ups on artists, DJs. That shit was all that, man. Like, we can't let this internet shit trick us out the fuck what really count. Because I'll be 49 this year. It's shit that go on now that we need from this technology, no doubt. But it's shit that we were doing that still fucking count. Like, I hate the fact that internet rubs out paperback. Like, why I can't go get a magazine with the fucking pictures in it? The fuck? You know what I mean? Like, I think people would appreciate that, but the way they teach you is like, nah, nobody cares about, and then that becomes like popular opinion. Yeah, niggas do still care. Niggas would like to see a magazine and see they niggas in it and read, and you know what I mean? Like, that shit hot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit is weird, man. Now all your pictures on the phone. How many people you think print up pictures and hang them in their house still? That ain't older.
Not too many.
That shit count, bro. See my grandma? My grandma. That's my grandma Daisy, Lulu, man. That shit got a gold frame coming. Like this. You know what I mean? Like, that shit count, bro. Like, I don't know. I'm definitely getting older. I know that. But I walk a weird duality in this world. Like, I'm 1 foot in the now and 1 foot in my age. And you get to see shit a little different. And how you can merge certain shit and it work for each other. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's all.